See,
it is the 121st meeting between Episcopal and Woodbury Forest. What a rivalry dating back to 1901, and a gorgeous Saturday afternoon here at the Humble Bowl in Alexandria, Virginia, as Episcopal taking on Woodbury Forest. Hi everyone, Frank Hanran along with Chris Giblin and Griffin Warlow. Let's get this straight first. Chris represents Episcopal and Griffin represents Woodbury Forest. Great to see you, and how are we feeling about today's game, Chris?
Thanks for having us. Great. We feel great, Frank. It's a beautiful day. It's 71 degrees here in Alexandria. One of the best high school football rivalries in the country, and two evenly matched 6-2 football teams.
Yeah, no doubt in my mind. It's an honor to be here. I appreciate y'all having us. And the whole week on campus, especially at Woodbury Forest, where I'm from, I can speak to it. There's a different buzz about it. And today's going to be the climax of that. Woodbury took it at home last year, and coming back, I know Episcopal has got something they're trying to prove too as well.
Both teams 6-2. Turnovers, low-scoring affair. What do we expect today?
It's for Episcopal, it's going to be controlling time of possession and not turning the ball over, and relying on their defense to carry the day. Their scoring defense, giving up 12 points a game. If you take out some turnovers, is probably more like 9 or 10 points a game. They're really, really stingy defense. So for Episcopal, it's going to be no turnovers on offense. Try to control some of the time of the possession and keep the ball out of the hands of the Woodbury quarterback and offense.
Yeah, and Woodbury's got some things that Episcopal could certainly capitalize on as well. They are a very high-powered offense. I've watched a lot of Woodbury Forest football this year. They can get the ball in the end zone between guys like Landon Ellis, senior quarterback Harley Shuford. There's some veterans on the field for Woodbury. But the defense at times has let up some points. Trinity Episcopal dropped 50 on Woodbury just a few weeks ago. That's a common opponent that beat both Woodbury and Episcopal. So between these two teams, they're very evenly matched. They're going to play against each other's strengths, and ultimately whoever possessed the ball better, I think, could come out with this one on top.
So let me set the stage here, Griffin. What exactly is going on for the folks that are just perhaps seeing this for the first time?
Yeah, I mean, if you've been to a Woodbury Forest football game, this happens at every home game, and here at the game, even though we're in Alexandria, this is the gauntlet, as they call it. It's the all-boys Woodbury student body out here. They're going to walk their football players in, and it's probably going to get pretty rowdy and pretty noisy in here, even though we're on the road.
And Episcopal will do the same thing from the other end of the football field. And if you've played in this game, or like I've had two sons playing the game, you talk about goosebumps is when you're looking at the gauntlet, getting ready to run it, coming out to these two great crowds.
Well, that's the other thing about a rivalry game. Now, both teams doing very well this year, but let's say one team isn't doing as good as the other, but this is always the icing on the cake. This basically makes your season. I know that sounds cliche, right? But if you win the big game, your season is a success.
No doubt, no doubt. There are two seasons. I'm sure Griffin would agree. You have your conference season, and you have the game. And if you have a poor season, there's always the game on the last day of the season that you can resurrect your season and have a lifetime of memories.
Yeah, all is absolutely forgiven if you come away with this game, no matter how the rest of the season goes. I mean, that's the reason neither team goes to the state playoffs, is to play each other on this weekend. So it just means that much.
So let's look at the history a little bit. The last 5-10 years. I mean, it's been right there between both teams, very very evenly matched.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had a little bit of COVID in between, and both teams are getting their sea legs back and getting back into a groove. But very even series the last 3 or 4 years. I know Griffin mentioned Woodbury's in its first year with a new coach. Episcopal's in its second year with a new coach, and so two new coaches to a great rivalry, trying to put their stamp on the history of the game here.
Yeah, no doubt. Woodbury took it last year. The previous year, this game wasn't played due to COVID. It's going to be really an interesting one. Last year, both teams were 3-5 going into this game. Now both teams have 6 wins to their name this weekend as we speak. So it'll be interesting to see, because it's been great turnarounds for both teams thus far this year, but this is really the one that matters.
So I went to a school in D.C. I went to Sidwell, so we used to play Episcopal, but I was always enthralled by this rivalry because I would see, hundreds, if not thousands of folks would come and watch these two teams play, and I'd be like, what's the deal? What's the backstory here? What is the history of this rivalry?
So started in 1901, two private schools in Virginia. Episcopal founded 1839, Woodbury Forest founded 1890, something like that.
1889.
1889. Started playing in 1901. Legend has it the first game was here at Episcopal. Episcopal won by a big margin, and they stopped the game before it was over so the Woodbury boys could catch the train back to Orange. They didn't want to miss the train. And the next year, they played virtually the same identical teams, and they played to a 0-0 tie. Wow. So, and from there, it's just, if you look at the history of the rivalry, Woodbury, I'm sure Griffin can tell the exact the number in the rivalry. Woodbury's probably got an 8 or 9 victory advantage right now, but you look back over the course of the history, and there have been dominating runs by both schools in different decades, and as you hear the Woodbury fans cheer the team coming and getting ready to run the gauntlet, but just a great thing to be a part of.
There they go.
Yeah, here come your Woodbury Forest cheerleaders behind them. Head coach Jackson Mateo in his first year in this varsity football team, and like you were saying, Chris, this is a 59-win, 52-win, 9-tie series for Woodbury Episcopal. So this is the game where anything can happen. You are leaving everything out there on the field this week. There's been 9 ties. There have been turnovers, injuries, just anything you could see in a football game and more comes out this week.
Tell you what, I have no association with either of these schools, and I'm getting juice. I got the goosebumps going already. So this is fantastic stuff between Woodbury Forest and Episcopal, as Episcopal is going to make their way soon to this field. And that's the beauty of athletics. We talk about these two squads as we now will aim and watch what Woodbury Forest is expected to do.
Yeah, these two squads are high-powered teams. Prep League Player of the Year, number 11, Landon Ellis, is the biggest circle, exclamation point star for Episcopal's defense. He is as good as they come, especially in Virginia and the nation. He's an athlete. He's lined up at quarterback, wildcat. He's thrown the ball before, wide receiver. He blew this game open last year for an almost 80-yard reception that put the Tigers in position to win that game. As well as some of the other guys, the defense is just as good. Number 9, Armel Mukum. He was a New Boy Junior last year. He's from Quebec, Canada. He's a 4-star recruit, committed to Notre Dame right now. An absolute animal. Wow. He's a run stopper. He can almost drop back in the pass game. He's played zone coverage as a linebacker. He just rips it up inside the tackle box. As well does Rodney Laura, number 78. He's been on this team 4 years. He knows what it's like. He's had 2 older brothers both play in this game from Kearney, New Jersey. Ronnie's as good as Woodbury football comes. He's the story you're going to be wanting to watch today, because between he and Mukum on the defensive line, Episcopal's got their work cut out for him. But also, on the other hand, the special teams we haven't talked much about. Number 2, Lucas Osada, the junior kicker punter. He's a Division I recruit as well. He can absolutely boom the ball. And if the Tigers can control that special teams game, that special teams advantage, they might get the edge here that they need. If they can blow open, take a kick to the house, take a punt to the house, force a turnover in the special teams, that's how they're going to win this game if they want to do it.
Yeah, big plays obviously are always important in games like this. And to your point, Chris, about holding on to that football, making sure you don't give your opponent short fields, man. That's you see it at every level, but it happens all the time. If you can just limit that success.
It's cliche, you're right, but it's true. And as the EHS students come out to show you their version of the gauntlet, and the cheerleaders in their camouflage outfits.
This Tiger student section already ripping off some of the cheers. They're going to get loud. This is a team that travels extremely well. Woodbury's a rural school. We go on the road a ton, and I think they travel better than anybody. Some of this Tiger team's biggest wins have come on the road. The entire school is here today, and they brought the strength.
So all week long, this is all you guys talk about, right?
Spirit Week at EHS is what they call it. Yeah. And
yeah, no doubt. We've had banners on campus at Woodbury. We rolled out a new logo just recently. The bonfire was last night. Always one of the kind of, I've heard some guys say they love it even more than the game. It's one of the biggest nights on campus. And this weekend as a collective, it's just, everyone's ready for it.
Now, did you travel down last night or this morning?
I came up this morning.
Okay.
That's right. So, and as did many of the students. And
nice.
Might stay this night in Alexandria, and then it's back to work. We got exam week coming up as well now.
It's already exam week?
That's right.
What?
Thanksgiving. It's creeping up. The Christmas decorations are already coming out for many.
Oh, my God, yes.
I don't miss that. Here come the maroon, black helmets, black jerseys, black pants. The American flag one day after Veterans Day.
And the visiting Tigers in all white today. The maroon in the dark uniforms.
Tigers love the all white, don't they?
The all white looks good. It's a fresh look.
And I'm guessing they have their backs turned intentionally?
Yes.
Unimpressed.
And the maroon like they're black. Their mascot is the maroon, but they usually favor the black when it comes to uniforms.
That's right. We rocked an all orange uniform actually once last year.
Did you really?
The traffic cone
Wow.
look. That one got retired pretty quickly, but.
Oh, they didn't like it? Said this is too much?
Yeah, nah. I mean, it's a black and orange are our colors, but the all orange uniforms didn't exactly pop like they do.
Well, just the fact that they have several alternate uniforms, because I know back probably in Chris's day, it was just one jersey or one pant. It was one pant, right? And two jerseys.
Yeah. Well, even when I played in Red Karn was the legendary coach at Woodbury, they loved all white all the time. They're kind of like LSU. LSU always likes to wear the white jerseys.
Yeah. And this Woodbury team as a prep school, one of the biggest reasons they are the Tigers, I heard this morning, they got their first set of uniforms from Princeton. It was actually a gift from the college. And
that's the colors.
The look stuck, and I guess it aged pretty well.
All right, so Pisco's about to make their way through the gauntlet here. Get set for the game. The top of the hour.
We're T-minus 7 minutes to kick off.
Yes.
It's cheerleaders and players coming out now.
Hardest thing to do is that composure when you start the game, right?
And here come the maroon.
So juice.
And it's a special day for all these guys. Woodbury brings 19 seniors today. This is the final one.
This is it. Now, do you remember any good pregame speeches when you played? Did you have to have a speech for a game like this?
I remember some speeches. I'm not sure I can relay here. But I do.
Oh, goodness. Now let's check out Episcopal and their players to watch.
Yeah, so your Episcopal's led by a handful of juniors and seniors. Number 3, Aiden Nelson, a two-way athlete, two-sport athlete, excellent lacrosse player from Hagerstown, Maryland. J.C. Cloutier from Quebec, Canada, probably the toughest guy on the team, hardest hitter, leading the team in tackles this year. Cedric Benning having a great year, averaging over 100 yards rushing again, the junior from Baltimore. And probably the MVP of the team, Boom Jock. Again, a two-way wide receiver, free safety from Mankato, Minnesota. Boom's also a fantastic basketball player.
I've seen him play, yes.
But Boom is he's going to take his talents to Fort Collins, Colorado next year and play for Colorado State in football.
Is that right?
But a heck of a basketball
That's
player.
Awesome. Okay.
The big reason the Maroon won the IAC championship last year in basketball, the regular season.
And at 6'5", he could certainly make a difference, especially tossing up jump balls here. He's
a guy that, high school football is getting the ball in the hands of the best athlete as much as possible. And so I wouldn't be surprised. They've had him spread out all year in kind of a wide receiver role, but last game of the season, I wouldn't be surprised if you see him line up behind center and take some pitches. And for Episcopal to get movement with their ball, they've got to get he's got to touch the ball 6-7 times a game.
Looks now as Episcopal won the toss, defers to the second half.
They deferred. I guess there's some science to that, right? Because you could perhaps end the half with the ball and then get that ball to start the second half too. So see how it all shakes out.
The captains go to their sideline, and Coach Mateo, he played offense his whole career as a player, and I think what's going through his mind right now is we want the ball and we're going to score.
I agree.
Why wait?
Why wait?
But of course, beforehand, a joint choir between Woodbury Forest and Episcopal will bring you the national anthem.
That is very cool. So when they do the national anthem, of course, we will pause and kick off momentarily in about 3 minutes or so between Episcopal and Woodbury Forest. I mean, just could not ask for a better. This is November, mid-November, November 12th. It's 70 degrees. Fantastic day.
Really unbelievable.
Sun is shining. Couldn't be better.
And we will pause for the national anthem.
And now, please direct your attention to the Episcopal sideline for the singing of our national anthem, performed by combined singers from the Episcopal High School Choir, led by Director Mr. Michael Schmidt, and the Woodbury Forest Dozen, conducted by Mr. Wallace Hornaday.
Very well done, as always. You might even see jogging off a Woodbury football player, a member of the Dozen.
There you go.
It's number 77, Michael Witt, doing it all.
That was great. You just sang. All right, so Woodbury Forest and Episcopal, the game, 121st meeting. So we're all set to go here from Episcopal. As Episcopal, final thoughts gathering to kick this baby off and get this game going.
The kickoff teams out on the field for the Tigers returning it. It'll be number 11, Landon Ellis, and number 14, Sheldon Robinson. Robinson, when we were in collegiate, took one all the way to the house to give that team the 1-point lead that they ultimately secured to win. So these guys are certainly lethal with the ball in their hands, especially possibly on the first play of the game.
Kicking for the Maroon at number 17, Tad Tan, a senior from Jenks, Oklahoma. Tad has kicked a field goal in each of the last two games to deliver the winning margin for the Maroon in big IAC wins over Georgetown Prep and Bullis. The Georgetown Prep game was literally the last play of the game to beat Georgetown Prep 17-14.
So we're all lined up and ready to go. Glad that you're with us. Again, on a fantastic Saturday here at Episcopal in the Humble Bowl as we are off and running. Taking it about the 10, looking for a block and got some running room to the 30, outside and finally pushed out of bounds at the 37. And like you said, great start.
Yeah. Tackled by Malik Johnson, number 26.
As close to midfield as possible. That's a great place to be. Shortens up this first drive.
Well, Griffin, the way you're describing the two deep backs for Woodbury, I'm surprised Episcopal even kicked to him or going to take that risk.
Yeah. 42-yard line. They'll start 1st and 10, first possession for the Tigers.
And this Tiger offense is going to come out led by number 10, Harley Schubert. He's your senior quarterback. He started last year as the third string, worked his way up to the starting position, got in the end zone for the winning 2-point conversion last year, and if Coach Mateo can get him comfortable in this offense, sky's the limit.
Got a whistle.
Episcopal runs a 4-2-5 defense. And how did Shuford's an Episcopal name? How did we let him get to you guys?
You know, I don't know. He's got a distant cousin as well, another Shuford in my own grade. So it's a family thing. I know he's got some older sisters. Maybe that had something to do with him making the swap. But it looks like we've seen the Tigers also run some Wildcat stuff with running back Braden Lassane and number 11, Landon Ellis, behind the line of scrimmage. That might be what this team opens up with.
Not sure exactly what maybe it's a timing issue or something before they can get their first snap.
For the time being, the play clock is not functioning. The officials will keep the play clock.
The officials will keep the play clock on the field.
Just adds a level to the excitement.
1st and 10 from the 42. Shotgun right up the gut as they give it to Lassane, and he gets close to a first down. That Wildcat position there near a first down for the Tigers.
Yeah, and Woodbury put, 9 guys on the line of scrimmage. They're just going to try and win this game up front.
It's a good start. A couple yards short, brings up 2nd down and 2. Ellis and Lassane again in the backfield. Shotgun formation, same play right up the gut, and that is close and should be a first down. So you keep doing it until they can stop you.
If it's not broke, why fix it?
Little Wildcat action there, right?
So that's a first down, move the chains. Woodbury Forest faithful love this start.
Already in Episcopal territory in 2 plays. Couldn't be better.
1st and 10 at Episcopal's 46. Just underway, scoreless, first possession for Woodbury Forest. Shotgun again. Ellis off the right guard, got running room and another big pickup for the Tigers, about 8 yards.
Maroon sent both their backers on that one, and Landon Ellis sniffed it out and went around the end.
Yeah, Woodbury's run that design quarterback power, especially outside of the tackle, a number of times, and sometimes it's worked, and sometimes they just bring Ellis right up the gut as well.
Brings up 2nd down and 2 at the 38 of Episcopal. Same formation. Ellis again off the right tackle. Close to a first down. We'll see where they mark it, but I think he gets it by the nose of a football.
Number 11, Landon Ellis again on the carry.
May have to measure. Nope, first down. Tigers moving on their first drive.
1st and 10 for the Tigers.
So 4 rushes in 4 plays and 2 first downs.
If you're Episcopal's defense, what are you doing here?
You know, they're not giving up the big plays, but the Tigers are definitely moving the chains, getting the pre-game jitters out.
Yeah.
They're really packing it in.
Same formation, 1st and 10, Lassane up the gut, and he gets about 4.
And I think they're adapted to the fact that the Tigers are running basically a Wildcat, right?
Basically,
I mean,
yeah.
Shuford's not in there.
He hasn't touched the field yet today.
A little gamesmanship. Say, hey, we're not even throwing our quarterback on the first possession. Cloutier with the tackle brings up 2nd down and about 7 at the 33-yard line of Episcopal. Opening drive for Woodbury Forest. Ellis, that's offensive movement up front. That'll be a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, that was number 9, Armel Mookum, usually playing that defensive end position. Running it both ways today and just top off a little quick.
So it was 2nd and long. It'd be interesting to see if they do come in with Shuford, but it doesn't look like it.
Well, if you're looking at this Episcopal defense, you got Cloutier and Jock back playing that linebacker and safety position. You don't exactly want to put the ball in the air against those guys early.
And they have had, I think, almost 20 interceptions this year.
A little reverse, but snuffed out by Episcopal's defense. Maybe a gain of 1, but good job by the Maroon to identify the old reverse, and they get nothing, and it'll bring up 3rd and long.
Yeah, Griffin, you make a good point. Episcopal defense, 20 interceptions in 8 games so far, so that may have gone into the calculation for Coach Mateo.
Yeah, certainly not something to tempt early. As we saw, that was Sheldon Robinson on that carry there. If you can get him with the ball in open space, he's one of those athletes you want to work to as well for the Tigers.
So, in fact, a loss of 1, 3rd down, and very long from the 39-yard line. The Tigers get a first. That would be big because they got off to such a great start, and they're not going to get that first down. That'll bring up 4th down as Ellis is corralled. Good stand by the defense.
Yeah, quickly adapted to the run as well as the Tigers showed they're going to do it every single play on that first drive.
So what do you do here? Do you trust your defense or do you punt this away?
You know, 4th and 10 is not exactly a go-for-it situation, but it looks
they
like
got Shuford in. They're going for it.
How about that? 4th and 10 from the 36 of the Maroon. 4 wide receivers. Lone setback. Shuford in the shotgun. First snap for him. Looking left in the corner. Up for grabs, and it is incomplete. Good defense by the cornerback, Malik Johnson, to knock it down. And on downs.
At the 7:13 in the first quarter.
Yeah, Jaden Ferguson for the Tigers was the intended receiver, the junior. They gave Shuford plenty of time to throw that ball, great protection up front, but ultimately just couldn't connect on it.
So the Maroon take over. 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line. It's a big stop for Episcopal. Bring out 4 wide receivers to the right side.
Episcopal's going to rely on number 9, Cedric Benning, who's got 652 yards.
And we got a whistle before the throw from Alexander Brady, the left-hander.
Alexander Brady from Pinehurst, North Carolina, has really gotten better each game this year. He was the 3rd-string quarterback last year for the Maroon, and really has had a nice season, improving every game and playing high-percentage football.
And that screenplay, probably Coach Rogers chalked that up, just trying to get him comfortable connecting with his receivers early.
Same set again, 4 wide receivers to the right. 1st and 15 after the penalty. Quick throw, and they get their guy.
Boom, Jock.
He's got some space, got a first down as he fights forward to midfield and out of bounds at the 48. And you said that you got to get the ball to your playmakers, and they do on that first play.
I would go to Boom as much as I can today. I mean, until the Tigers can stop him, because as I've said, I mean, they've been very limited in their offensive production this year. Last game of the season, what would he have to lose? Now Boom spread out to the left with number 5.
Yep.
I got four guys spread out to the left. Whitmer.
1st and 10, same play, other side, but we got a flag on the play. Jock getting out to the left flank, but that's probably
coming back.
Yep. We'll see what the call is. Yep.
The call is a chop block against the
Chop block.
So both teams have had an offensive penalty in their first possessions today.
Those are 15-yarders, aren't they?
From the spot of the foul, too. Those hurt.
So a couple big penalties have hurt both teams.
Moves the Maroon back on their side of the 50-yard line.
1st and 18 from their own 42. 3 wide receivers to the right. Lone setback. Quick pitch. Running back, and he gets maybe a couple yards before he's chopped down. Cedric Benning with the carry, his first touch.
Tigers are ready for that. Yeah, back to Benning. 652 yards this year on 170 carries. He's got 90% of the touches for the Maroon offense.
2nd down, still very long to go. Not much of a pickup on that first down. Shotgun formation. Coming in motion, Cloutier gets the ball on the handoff. Another flag on the play, and this probably will come back too.
Yeah, it looked like holding against number 43, Rory Doolin. Kind of had that penetration, beat his blocker off the edge, but ultimately couldn't make the tackle due to that flag.
So after a good start to their first possession, now penalties really hurting them. That's already 3.
And that will probably back them up to second, nearly 30 yards from the spot of the foul.
This is don't do anything stupid territory. If offensively, maybe try to get a few yards back and get off a good punt.
Ideally, but the last time we saw this game played in the Hummel Bowl here, the long snapper put the ball over his punter's head.
At least 2 times?
At least
maybe
2
3.
times.
3.
Whoops.
The first of which resulted in a Tiger score.
Yeah. It was at least twice that game, I remember. Yeah.
Second down and very long from their own 38. Brady, Cloutier comes in motion. And a quick little hitch pass to Cloutier. Fumbled it for a second, got it back, and he gets knocked down, and maybe a gain of a yard.
Tigers' pursuit is good. Maroon are not fooling anybody right now.
Well, I think Woodbury kind of knows, especially this early in the game, you're not taking many shots down, and especially across the middle of the field where most of the players are, so sealing that edge off is probably front of mind right now.
3rd and a mile.
They got Boom Jock out isolated. It's just a quick 2-step drop, throw it high and far, and see if you make something happen. Nelson, the other wide receiver weapon.
You're exactly correct. They throw it up for grabs, and too much on it. Looking for Jock. Good coverage there.
They were ready.
Yeah, that hitch and go can have some guys failed, but if you're Reimer Corpus, that Tiger DB, you know nothing behind you.
Yeah, good job by Corpus on the coverage, so that'll bring up 4th down and punt time for Episcopal.
4th and 25 it's ended up being now.
Yeah.
Hunter Rockhill back deep to receive for the Tigers. That's number 8.
Kind of a short kick, but then gets a nice bounce for 10, and it will be
kind of like in golf. That was not how, but how many. You know, a bad punt in high school football can be really good, right? And we just saw that. You got a lot of yardage out of that punt.
That bounce just works out. We've seen Luke Sosada for the Tigers. He almost gets away with his punch with the hang time, trying to force a muff or get the ball to burn up upon re-entry.
Yeah, so the Tigers take over the 25.
Both teams scoreless on their first possessions. Now Shuford will come out to start this drive with the Tigers.
Yep, Shuford's there in the shotgun. 4 wide receivers. Two-step drop, flushed, under pressure. Gonna throw it and has a man, but great defense by the Maroon. Jock in there to break it up.
Manning Leachman was the intended target. Shuford was under pressure quick, had to get out of there, and ultimately that incompletion is probably not the worst outcome you can have on that play.
Brings up 2nd down and 10. But in a rivalry game, we sort of expect a feeling out process.
Absolutely.
Get rid of those jitters. 2nd down, 10. Get spread offense. Snap. Under pressure. Look out. Down he goes. Sacked by Episcopal.
Number 22, Grayson Falk. Another 2-sport athlete for the Maroon. Heck of a lacrosse player from Florida. Grew up in the D.C. area.
Yeah,
for a while, has an older brother who's a heck of an athlete at Landon. So good to see Grayson getting in there making a nice play.
Yeah, Shuford had no chance there. Brings up 3rd and 18.
Yeah, hardly any time for Shuford to even get the ball in his hands. Couldn't see that hit coming either off the backside. Tigers have the tight end, Reese Anderson, in now.
Yeah, looking to throw on 3rd and long. Looking, trying to find somebody. Still under pressure. Got to be careful of his safety. Now he's got a little bit of running room. And he's going to throw it over the middle. Got a man, caught. And is that enough for a first down?
I think it might be.
That is a humongous play, but was he over the line of scrimmage when he threw? There's a flag, I'm not sure.
Could have been. Shuford was sprinting out to his right under a lot of pressure. But a great job keeping his eyes downfield.
He was very patient. Well, it looks, according to the Maroon crowd, this one may be on the Tigers.
And Coach Mateo doing something we've seen just about this entire season. He wants to get the call directly from the official because he knows the rule book just as well as anybody. And in a game with these stakes, you got to make sure it's right.
Yeah, it's a big call coming up here. Yeah, and I think Episcopal's coach is saying, what's up with all the discussion? What's the call? This is sort of strange. Don't you just make a call and say, hey, this is the call?
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of having a conversation.
Well, there's not quite a instant replay booth for them to go to, so.
The fact that the ball is at the 30, though?
It's placed right where the reception was. I'm not sure if they'll mark it off from the end of the play or.
Yeah, the flag is still on the field. And the Zebras are going to explain what's going on. Holding against the offense.
Penalties declined.
So it'll be 4th and long.
Illegal man downfield. Man.
There were
two penalties. Yeah.
Holding, which Episcopal has declined, and an illegal forward pass.
Oh, it did?
So you cross line of
over the line.
Okay.
And that holding would have given the Tigers a replayed 3rd down as well, so declining that. Whereas
there's a loss of down.
The loss of down, like they just said.
Yeah, threw it over the line. Yep. So big stop for the Maroon. They'll got to punt it away to the Tigers. Here in the first quarter, still scoreless. 121st meeting between these two teams. We sort of expected a grinded-out game, and we've got that so far, although it is early.
Osada in his own end zone.
Woo, good punt.
Nice punt.
Kicking to Armstead in his own half.
Beautiful kick. Trying to dance away from a couple defenders. He does to midfield, to the 45, and down to the 44-yard line. Made something out of nothing. And the Maroon momentum perhaps swings with that punt return.
Yeah, Justin Armstead earned every inch of that return, making a ton of Tigers miss, especially on such a high booming kick, making a great catch as well.
So let's see if the Maroon can take advantage of this great field position. 1st and 10 at Woodbury Forest 42.
So Maroon will start its 2nd possession in Woodbury Forest territory at the 42.
4 wide receivers, man in motion, bending in the backfield. Quick hitter over the middle, got caught and down for about an 8-yard pickup, close to a 1st down. Maybe about 9 yards.
That was 81 Judo Fori Ansah, his first touch of the day on that quick hitch.
Keep an eye on Judah. He's a sophomore. He might be the best overall athlete on the team. He's been injured a lot this year, and he's finally healthy.
Brings up
only a sophomore from Baltimore, Maryland.
And about 2. 3 wide receivers. 1 running back, shotgun formation. Rolling left, looking, under pressure, turns the corner, got the 1st down, and he's pulled down out of bounds at about the 34-yard line, rather, as Brady picks up that 1st down. It looks like Episcopal's trying to go fast.
Move the chains.
Yep.
And Brady had a decision to make on that play. That was kind of the designed rollout. He kept his eyes downfield as a good quarterback should, and then made one man miss and ultimately got the edge, picked up some yardage.
Smart play call on a 2nd and short, right? Play conservatively, get the 1st down, move the chains if you can.
Well, get your quarterback comfortable, too.
I guess they ruled him short because it's 3rd down and 2. I thought he had the 1st down. Didn't it?
Wow.
Didn't it look like he got
my
it?
gosh, yes. And it's not even close.
It wasn't even close. On the quick hitter, Jock will get close to a 1st down. I think he does have it. And we'll move the chains 1st and 10 at the 30. But again, to your point, when you got to get a first down or a big play, you go to your playmakers.
Yeah.
And delivering the ball to him behind the line of scrimmage, that's a huge asset. The Tigers, I mean, even they know it's coming pretty much.
Yep.
You got Jock circled on your game plan. You just can't get there quick enough.
Yep.
3 wide receivers to the left, Jock to the right. Brady, shotgun. Back to pass, 3-step drop going high and deep. He's got a man in the end zone. It is caught! Touchdown, Episcopal. Beautiful throw, great catch. And the Maroon are on the board. That's the guy you got to get the ball to. Touchdown.
Boom,
Beautiful
Jock.
throw.
28 yards. Just get it up there and let the 6'5" senior go and get it.
Woo. Beautiful play. Great execution. And Episcopal is on the board. They tend to add the extra point here.
About a minute 30.
And it is good.
Tad with the extra point.
7-0. Episcopal strikes first.
Strikes first and thus stopping the Woodbury offense rather successfully. That's really their 2 checks throughout the first quarter of this game.
So now Tigers get the ball back here. You got to think what Episcopal's doing. Hey, let's get the ball back to our playmakers. Well, those first couple snaps really got down far, then that penalty was costly. That's the thing. You got to stop making mistakes and get the ball to your playmakers.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe go back to what worked here because it's not dire. It's still the first quarter here, but you really want to answer that touchdown if you're Coach Mateo.
As we see the replay one more time, I mean, just a great throw by Brady, great catch by Jock, and good defense.
Yeah, you're throwing against Jared
by
Clark.
Jared Clark. He's just got about, Boom's got about a 5 or 6 inch height advantage, and but he played very good defense there.
Yeah, Clark's one of the best defenders on this Tiger team. You really rarely want to throw it to him, but he's only 5'10", and a 6'5" wide receiver can moss him with relative ease on that play, as it was shown.
I like that. Awesome.
I hate to say it to my own guy. I was talking to Jarrett pregame, but
Oh, no, it's okay.
it's exactly what happened there.
But I know exactly what you mean.
Hey, those DBs are the bravest guys out there. I mean, going up against the best athletes, and
Getting burnt is part of the job.
it's part of the job.
Tan to kick it off. It's like Robinson to take it up the gut. Got a middle spot, but there's a flag on the play. That'll probably come back.
Tackled by Luca Farinaccio, one of our starting linebackers.
Yeah, and Robinson still got it out to the 35. That's a great return. We've seen Ellis and Robinson each get one in their hands already.
But again, another penalty flag on the field.
Yeah, as talented as those two guys are, I don't feel too comfortable kicking it deep to them. But the coverage is, the Maroon coverage are doing okay.
Yeah, on one level, Woodbury having such a good kicker in Lucas Osada brings to the game is he can put it in the end zone with consistency. And at this high school level, if it carries into the end zone, it's an instant touchback. So taking that aspect out of the game
Good point.
helps their defense because
Good point. If you can get it into that end zone.
that's right. A lot can happen on the kick returns.
So another tough starting position for Woodbury Forest back to their own 10-yard line after that penalty. And look, they go back to the Wildcat here with Ellis taking the snap. Little reversal, and it's snuffed out by Episcopal's defense. And yet another flag on the
A lot of
field.
flags.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ball ended up in Hunter Rockhill, number 8, the senior for the Tigers' hands.
There is a flag on the play.
And both these teams, to this point this season, have been incredibly disciplined. Coach
Yeah.
Mateo, in his
Yeah.
first year, has done a great job of that. We've seen really both these teams win the penalty advantage playing other opponents, but today both of them are falling short a little bit.
I think by my count, that's like their 6th penalty already.
Yep.
Jeez.
That takes the Tigers back to the 5-yard line.
First and 15.
So they'll have 1st and 15 from their own 5. Again, Ellis in the shotgun. Quick snap. He doesn't get it. And to the running back gets maybe 3. Bring up second down and 12.
Was carried by number 6, Braden Lasan.
Lasan getting the carry there.
Yeah, and right now Woodbury just wants to get out from under their own goalposts.
Yeah, I'm still having nightmares from how Shuford torched the Episcopal defense in the second half last year. What do you make of this Wildcat offense? I mean, he's played consistently all year, right?
Yeah, without a doubt. When we played Georgetown Prep at home, that was a game Shuford was out with a concussion, and Landon Ellis actually started at quarterback, and we kind of found out how much of a commodity he can be, just getting the ball off the direct snap, but you can't go away from Shuford. He's absolutely a playmaker in his own right.
Second down and 11.
He's back.
There he is, and he's under pressure. He tiptoes away from a couple defenders, and then he's finally tackled after about a 5-yard gain. Still brings up third and long.
Tackled by Justice Emilo. And Shuford avoided about a 6 or 7 yard loss there.
That's right, and even though Ellis is so talented with the ball in his hands, especially running it, Shuford isn't quite what I describe as a dual threat, but extends plays with his legs and can turn nothing into at least a little bit.
Yep.
So end of the first quarter, 7-0 Episcopal on a Boom Jock touchdown reception.
And this is a game, too, where you're trying to get the other team to play uphill, and right now the Tigers are on the losing advantage of that.
Yeah, too many penalties in that first quarter. Got to clean that up. And you also feel like they need a big play. They need to get some fire, stoke some fire for their offense.
Is this a good time as the teams move down to the other end of the field to recognize our global following today? Frank and Griffin, I know people are dialing in from as far as Madrid, Spain, Sarasota.
Is that right?
Sarasota, Florida. Mike Reith, Rodney Robinson's out there. We got people checking in with me.
Awesome.
I think WFSBN in particular, we love to hear from our viewers, and we've had international viewership, I believe, every game thus far this season, many of which parents or siblings of players. But
that's awesome.
Nonetheless, we've been worldwide, and I'd be unsurprised if this game in particular doesn't tack up multiple continents.
A lot of love for the game, a lot of love for the two schools.
So as we start the second quarter,
Switch
third
fields.
down and long, third and 8. Three wide receivers, Ellis in motion. Another trick play, and that's going nowhere. Snuffed out again as Hunter Rockhill was taken down, and that brings up fourth down, and Woodbury Forest has to punt it away.
Another tackle by defensive end John Rogers, a junior, one of the best athletes on the team.
And Osada, his second time today, punting it from his own end zone.
Armstead to return. High snap, corrals it, gets off another boomer to midfield. And his knee was down, so that's where Episcopal will take over. Another good field position here at the 45 for the Maroon.
Yeah, the Maroon definitely winning the field possession battle right now. And smart play by Armistead to take the fair catch there, give the Maroon the ball in the 45 to start their third possession of the game in good field position.
And the Tigers with little success since their first possession on offense. Something you got to correct, especially if you're going to be that team that tries to run up the score first.
All right, Episcopal breaks out. 4 wide outs, 3 to the right. Lone setback. Brady on the clap count, and is there another flag?
Looked like Bohm Jock flinched right in front of the line judge. It's an easy call.
5-yard penalty will make it 1st and 15.
It's a 5-yard penalty. 1st and now 15 for Episcopal.
It looked like the Tiger defensive back, too, was kind of itching to go as well, but when you're off the line of scrimmage, the receiver's going to get called for it.
A Jock out isolated by himself with the Woodbury free safety inching over.
1st and 15. They were looking that way, but snuffed out quickly, and down goes Brady. 3 Tigers pull him down. Maybe a gain of 2 or 3 on the play brings up 2nd down at 12.
Yeah, and the Tiger safety, Robinson, kind of had a decision to make there. It's run with Jock or chase the quarterback. He picked up Jock and force number 7 to run.
Again, smart play by Brady. Just don't turn it over.
Yep.
You're winning the field possession game right now.
Manning handoff up the gut, and he fights for some yardage down to the 49. Brings up third and about 5 for Episcopal.
5'7", 190 is what he's listed at. And he's a tough kid. And like I said, 90% of the times EHS has run the ball this year, it's been in the hands of number 9, Cedric Benning.
Third down, and we'll call it 4. 2 wide to the right, 2 to the left. Man in motion. Brady, quick handoff, got some space. Can he fight for that first down? Benning, yes he does. Down to the 42. Move the sticks.
He had the receiver running in motion away, and it was just enough to get the Maroon the first down on the 42.
Picked up 7. First and 10 now for Episcopal. Benning now in the wide receiver spot. Trips left, 3 to the right. And they find Benning, gets a block from Jock, and he's going to get about 3 to the 38.
To number 9, Cedric Benning. A gain of 4 on the play.
Episcopal already moving on this drive. Their first touch of the second quarter. They're just trying to expand on this lead. Nine minutes and 9 seconds till halftime.
Second down, 5. Finding Benning again, and this time nowhere to go. Good tackle in the open field. Torrin Craig coming up.
Keep going to the short side of the field here. This time the Tigers were waiting on it.
Yeah, and if you were watching that back, Armel Mookum kind of blew up his blocker and got too far inside and allowed Benning to just pop it right around him and get some yardage.
Is this 2-down territory, do you think?
I tell you what, I think if it's 4th and 1, maybe.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'll keep playing field possession because the Maroon defense is playing so well.
Third down, 5 after nothing doing. And we got another whistle, timeout, called by Woodbury Forest. It's their first timeout of the half.
So on a big third down, probably saw something they didn't like there. That's defensive coordinator Duke Sherrill for the Tigers, was a alumni himself, played in this game not long ago, and his first year as defensive coordinator has got these guys in a position he wants, but already allowed 7 points is not exactly ideal either.
A reminder that at halftime there will be a ceremony honoring the recent inductees to the Episcopal High School Athletic Hall of Fame. All fans are also
like you were saying with that fourth down as well, if you go for it and convert, that could blow this game wide open if you can come out to a 2-score lead in this first half. But you turn it back over to Woodbury, you don't want to give their offense any more chances.
I agree.
Episcopal High School Community Council.
I agree. The Maroon have a little bit of momentum and advantage on the field position that turn it over on downs. The other thing you could do possibly is do another deep ball, and if you intercept it, or it's almost like a punt.
Right.
But I think I'd probably stick with the punt and play field position because the defense is playing so well right now.
So third down, 5 coming up for Episcopal out of the timeout by the Tigers.
Yeah, and as you don't want to let the Tiger offense make plays, if you're the Maroon defense, you want your guys out on the field and hopefully put some more wind in their sails and keep shutting down this offense.
3 wide receivers. Shotgun for Brady. Jock goes in motion. Handoff to Benning again, and he's going nowhere. Take it down for a loss. Big stop by Rodney Laura, and now you got to punt it.
Yeah, and that play is made start to finish by Rodney Laura, number 78. He's coming off the far side of that play, wins his block in a heartbeat, and catches up to the running back. That's a huge play coming all the way across the formation.
He's definitely the anchor of that defensive line. He was in the backfield before they knew what to do with it.
So Tan will come in to punt it away. I was going to say who's back for Robinson will now retreat. But that's a big stop defensively for Woodbury Forest.
Big stop.
Tan's going to give it a nice run to the corner. And it takes a drop at about the 6 or 7 yard line. That's where it's down. And yet again, like you said, playing that field position game, Woodbury Forest backed up again. They'll have 1st and 10 from about their own 7 yard line.
So over 90 yards to go. We've seen the largest play this Tiger offense has had all year was a completion for an 84-yard touchdown to Landon Ellis just a few weeks ago, but they've got their work cut out for them if they're going to try and even this ball game.
7-0, Episcopal with the lead. Boom Jock, great touchdown reception, only scores so far.
Yeah, and that was Brady just threw it up and let Jock go
yeah.
get it on that touchdown earlier we saw.
Shuford's in there, shotgun. 3 wide receivers on 1st and 10. Handoff, up the gut, nothing. Great defense.
Luca.
The ball is carried by number 6, Braden Lasan.
Lasan, nothing. Brings up 2nd down and long.
Great pursuit by the inside linebacker.
2nd and 11.
Say a loss of 1. Three wide receivers to the left. On 2nd down and long. Push up the middle, throw out wide left, and the pressure was there, and the pass incomplete, and yet another flag.
I think that's going to be a sideline unsportsmanlike on Episcopal.
Oh,
I mean, it was dropped right here.
Stop
That's
it.
That's
nitpicking.
That is.
Does that mean they were just too close to the field?
It could be a sideline warning.
I hope it's a warning.
Yeah.
I believe the first is a warning, but the second infraction is a 15.
Yeah, definitely.
I can't do that.
And 40 yards away from the play.
That is a mistake you do not want to make. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a sideline warning.
Okay, good.
As a result of the play, it is now 3rd and 11.
So the incompletion, and that was Schuford looking for Leachman on that screen pass, but just off the mark, and really nothing there for Leachman either.
So 3rd down and 11 as Woodbury Forest facing another tough spot here. Down 7-zip.
Tight end Reese Anderson comes in for Leachman.
Cloutier and Jock back for the Maroon.
Three wide receivers. Shuford looking left, pumps, now throws, up for grabs, and another flag on the play. And this could be pass interference or holding, I think, against Episcopal. That's a costly penalty on 3rd and 11.
Looks like
an injured player.
Boom Jock a little slow to get up, and that was Shuford thrown into double coverage. You wanted to give Jaden Ferguson a chance to make a play, and
here's the replay.
Very worst case, you get the penalty. As Jock will trot off the field now, didn't stay down long.
Do they make a call? Still waiting for the official to give us the reason for that flag. Holding against the defense.
Against Episcopal High School.
Interesting. The flag came from the defensive backfield. Usually the holdings, well, maybe I guess they held the receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah, downfield, because it looked like Ferguson didn't quite have the path to the football that he needed. Kind of forcing the incompletion, though. It wasn't exactly a gimme.
So that's an automatic first
I
down,
thought it
right?
was an automatic first down, but
it may just be 10 yards.
Yeah, I think it's just 10 yards, so it's 3rd down and 1 for Woodbury Forest.
Unless it's a loss of down as well. The sign says 4th and 1.
Yeah, I don't think that's correct. Ellis up the middle and I think got the first down. Up to the 20, so big penalty and big conversion, and now maybe Woodbury Forest is feeling a little more confident about their offense.
Yeah, the penalty absolutely helped get him out of that tricky situation.
And they're out to the 20, so they have a little bit more breathing room. There's about 6:20 left in the half.
But even after all that work, they're still not exactly close to scoring position.
That's a great point.
But, well, they got a fresh new set of downs.
1st and 10 from their own 20. Schufert, handoff up the middle. Room up to the 26 before he's brought down. Good pick up there. Lasan brings up 2nd down and 4.
And that's how Braden Lassane will hurt you. He needs blockers up front. That kind of delayed handoff. He'll make a guy miss in the open field, but just running into the pile, he won't get very far. That time, though, found a great hole.
Did a nice job waiting for the hole to develop.
2nd and 4 from the 26. Straight drop back, great throw over the middle, but between the hands, as Rockhill probably should have made that catch. Anytime somebody gets 2 hands on it, you got to bring it in.
It's a nice pass.
Yeah, right.
And he had real estate in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great route and separation by Rockhill, but.
See, those are the type of plays that'll haunt you, right? Not just as a team, but as a player. You're like, I got to make that catch. Probably does it 10 times, gets it 9.
Right.
Ugh.
Right.
3rd down, big one here. Man in motion. 3 wide receivers. Schufert, quick throw, got a man close to the 1st down, but then a great tackle by Jock. Holds him up from getting that 1st down. 4th down coming up.
Big call for the Tigers here.
Huge 4th down decision to make.
Oh, I think you punt it.
I think you have to, but
that's risky.
Only 2 yards to go.
Their punting team comes out. That was a big defensive play by Jock.
Huge, because you got Rockhill in space out there. He had the chance to make a move, but
he did.
He just couldn't get around the
wet. Jock wrapped him up pretty quickly. Left it as a 4th and 2.
Armstead back to receive.
Osada is a heck of a punter. And that's another thing that's a Division I punter right there, and
fair caught by Armstead. So back,
you get that much height on a punt.
That net's 50+ yards.
And potential
as well.
How many times does that have? Does that happen much with your opponents this year?
Absolutely. It's changed the course of games for this Tiger team too, especially when we played St. Chris. That was a game this team won pretty well, but that victory was set up because a huge lead was built up because the Tigers scored, had to punt it away subsequently, and then picked the ball up 60 yards downfield inside St. Chris's 20.
So 4:26 left here before the half. Episcopal up 7-zip with possession.
And Osada's just a junior too.
5 wide receivers, and they get it to 1, and he gets about 5 or 6 yards before he's brought down.
Aforiansa.
He's got multiple touches now on that catch and some good yardage.
So pick up a 6, brings up 2nd down and 4.
And Osada's only a junior too. He's been doing this for quite a while.
Yeah, he is good.
And though we haven't seen a Tiger kickoff yet, he's got quite a leg there as well.
On 2nd and 4, Brady, little dump off. Got the 1st down and more up to the 45 and still moving to the 47-yard line. Oforiasana. Ansa again.
Coach Rogers for Episcopal also is the offensive coordinator, and he is really doing a good job on just dialing up very low-risk plays and letting the athletes do the playmaking. Brady's doing a good job of managing the game, getting rid of the ball quickly, and
4 wide receivers. Oh, that should have been caught.
Oforiansa, the target once again.
So think about this. The last possession, they went to their running back, Benning, 3 or 4 straight plays, and now they're doing the same here with their wide receiver. It's like, we got a guy, let's just keep getting him the ball.
trying to build up some individual momentum. They got Boehm Jock in the end zone already once, and he's been making plays on defense thus far as well. But you can't burn him out in the first half either if you want to play 4 full quarters and win this game.
Second down 10, 47-yard line. Hansa comes in motion and gets the handoff. Got a couple blockers in front of him, and he's chapped down at the 47 of the Tigers.
Gets it over the 50. You got 3 minutes to go before half. There's a big third down play. You know you're going to get the ball to start the third quarter. What you don't want to do here is give the Tigers an opportunity in a short field situation. So it's
a big third down. 4 wide outs.
Trying to draw the Tigers offside is Brady. They won't bite.
Snap under pressure, rolling left, and he may just run out of bounds. And a good stop by Woodbury Forest.
Big stop by the Tigers.
So they're going to get the ball back with just under 2:30 left here in the first half. A chance to get on the board before the break.
And, you know, if it was just Armel Mukum and I in the open field, I'm going straight out of bounds as well. I'm finding the quickest possible exit. No risk. Because he's a bad man.
You're exactly right. And Brady is a smart quarterback not to take an unnecessary hit when you don't have to. If backing up Brady is a real gunslinger from Birmingham, Alabama, Mac Morris, who's got some snaps this year and done well.
Tan's kick drops at about the 24, but rolls for the Tigers to the 29. So that is where Woodbury Forest will take over, down 7-0. But plenty of time here for a 2-minute drill to get some points on the board before halftime.
Yeah, Brady's not a small quarterback either, but
no,
he's also not Armel Mukum.
Woodbury Forest 30-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Tigers. A reminder to all fans to please stay off the
So the Tigers have 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go 70 yards.
Still scoreless for the Tigers. Episcopal leading 7-0.
1st and 10 from the 30. 3 wide receivers. Shuford, shotgun. Pressure. Quick out. Got a man up to the 35 and just drilled at the 37-yard line before picking up close to a first down. Rockhill with the catch and the run. Picks up 7.
Rockhill looks like he's got some acceleration if you give him the open field.
Yeah, he's absolutely a speedster. He's one of the most athletic guys in this field, and really his main sport's lacrosse in the spring. He's just doing this to stay in shape.
Love the multi-sport athletes.
Under 2 minutes left first half. Shuford looking deep, doesn't have anybody now, rolling right under pressure, and he will step out of bounds. I hope they don't throw a flag there for a late hit. No, they won't. Good, that's good.
Yeah, wrapped up inbound, taken down, out of bounds.
Tackled by Grayson Falk.
Some Tiger faithful might want a penalty there, but not a terrible no call.
Here's the replay. Wraps him up. Yeah, I don't think he does the pile drive.
Good.
Although with the new NFL roughing the passer rules, that could be 15 yards in some leagues.
Oh, so here's a big third down and 2. I wonder if you're Episcopal, if you're thinking if we get a stop here, are we calling a timeout? Or are you just happy with the 7-zip lead?
No lead is safe in this game.
No.
3 wide receivers on 3rd and short. Quick hitch over the middle. Great catch. And a first down. Move the sticks. Ellis. It's a big pickup for the Tigers.
Great pass to a spot that only Ellis could catch it.
Right.
And a great catch.
Landon Ellis' first reception today. He's carried the ball. He's returned kicks, but finally opening him up in the passing game as we're under 90 seconds before halftime now.
Shotgun, 4 wide receivers. Shuford, 2-step drop, will quickly throw it outside and get hands by Episcopal and the defense.
Great defensive play by Tremaine Bullock, the sophomore out of Brandywine, Maryland. Got a hand on it.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Stops the clock. Second down, 10.
Recent inductees to the Episcopal Athletic Hall of Fame. Please meet Assistant Athletic Director.
Just over a minute left here, first half, 7-0 Episcopal. 121st meeting between these two teams. What we expected here, tight one. Chance for the Tigers to get on the board before halftime on 2nd and 10. Three-step drop under pressure. Forced out of the pocket and throws it away smartly. That'll stop the clock, but brings up 3rd and 10.
So Episcopal holding it down so far. They need this stop if the Tigers are not going to catch up to this lead.
Holding is the call against Episcopal High School.
Oh, that's a tough one. So we've seen this first half riddled with penalties, and this is a big penalty because that moves the chains. First down for Woodbury Forest.
First and 10 for the Tigers at the Episcopal
Should be. And if you can just pick up another first down, the Tigers can at least try a field goal.
At least.
And that would be a big swing for the Tigers momentum-wise going into the break. Because up to this point, nothing.
1 minute and 1 second remain.
Ball at the 43 of Episcopal. 3 wide receivers to the right. One at the top, back to pass Schufert. Quick throws, got a man, it's caught, and more yards after the catch down to the 28-yard line. Looks like Leachman making the catch and moving the sticks.
Inside the 30-yard line now are the Tigers, manning Leachman's first reception on the day. And you got to think, this is field goal position if you're the Tigers. At least range.
I think Woodbury Forest called timeout.
First and 10 for the Tigers at the Episcopal 27-yard line.
Yep, they got plenty of time to position themselves to get some points.
By Woodbury Forest.
Good timeout to regroup, set things up, maybe dial up 2 plays just in case the first one doesn't go, or you got to catch and you got to get up to the line.
And this drive is the best we've seen of Harley Schufert. He's your senior quarterback. He's your veteran. He's going to be smart with the football, but you got to give him the chances to do so and finally unlocking the passing game, or the Tigers, hopefully.
Well, he's opening it up. I mean, they're opening up their offense and going to different receivers and again, short, quick pass plays.
He's got weapons, absolutely, and the Tigers are unafraid to take a shot as well with guys like Landon Ellis and Jaden Ferguson downfield. But you just got to move the ball first and foremost.
So out of the timeout, Woodbury Forest first and 10 at Episcopal's 28-yard line. Trailing 7-zip.
50 seconds. Would be just under a 40-yard field goal if they tried it.
Want to get closer. There's a throw and a catch on the sideline by Ellis, and he gets down to about the 13-yard line. Clock stops. Now it rolls. Big catch, big pickup. They're thinking 6 now. 31 seconds remaining. Still have a timeout left. 2 guys in the backfield, 3 wide receivers. Quick 2-step drop, throwing into the end zone. It is up for grabs. It is incomplete. Almost caught, almost picked off, and it falls incomplete.
Yeah, that was a roller coaster.
That was they had Ellis covered very well on that play.
And bringing a safety over to help on Landon Ellis is never a bad idea. It was Jock almost coming away with the ball at the end there. So fortunate incompletion if you're Woodbury in this field position.
So you got 1 timeout. You got 2nd down, 17 seconds.
The ball's on about the 12-yard line.
Looks like the Tigers trying to figure out what we're running here. On 2nd down and 10 from the 12, so they got to get to the 2 if they want to get a first down. But let's see if they have enough time. 17 seconds to play in the half. Under pressure, Schufert's going to move on his own, and he's tackled. Does he get out of bounds? I believe he does.
Lucky to get out of bounds with 10 seconds left.
Stops the clock.
They're down to the, what was it? It's down to about the
7-yard line.
7-yard line.
So 3rd down and 5 here.
The clock would briefly stop on a first down if the Tigers pick up those 5 yards, not all 7.
Let's look at the replay. Shuford very smartly gets out of bounds.
And then Episcopal calls timeout.
And with the clock stopped, not a bad time to talk to your defense and use that if you haven't already.
Ball on the 7-yard line.
Immediately at the start of halftime.
10 seconds.
Concession stand right under the scoreboard at the south end of the Hummel Bowl.
And here's what we see a lot at any level in these particular spots. Quarterbacks trying to force something right before half, and it usually ends up picked or a bad play, a turnover. So you're thinking, worst case scenario, guys, we get 3.
Right.
We got to get something here.
And to your point, though, Frank, we're so close. We want that 7,
You're
right?
so eager,
and
yeah.
so
Yep.
Be smart with the ball. Also, I can't tell how many timeouts Woodbury has left.
They got 1.
Yeah. So they can run it here if they want.
Yeah,
But
but they can pick up a first down, too. Right.
And if you can't get in the end zone, you got to take what you can get here. Going away and into halftime 7-0 is honestly a worst-case scenario at this point.
Most likely going to be a pass and play here.
10 seconds remaining, first half on 3rd
Ellis
down.
on a slant across the middle. Watch this.
Okay.
He's lined up out wide, far side of the field at the numbers.
Shuford. There's the slant, and there's the incomplete pass intended for a rock hill, and they got to kick it here on 4th and 5. You have to.
The conventional wisdom is get some points.
There's only 7 seconds left.
Get some points and go into the
Yeah,
half.
they're going to kick it. That's a smart play.
You're kicking to start the 3rd quarter.
And no reason not
Episcopal,
to kick it.
yeah, and I mean, Episcopal does have 1 touchdown, but certainly not a dominating offensive performance.
So Sada comes in to attempt the field goal.
And permitting he makes this, going into halftime with any points is much better than a 7-0.
Momentum, absolutely.
No doubt.
Margin. Maybe a timeout. Tigers will take it. So they want to be sure they're sure on this attempt.
Yeah.
Tigers run any fake field goals this year?
Not that I've seen.
Yeah.
Although I would not put it past this coaching staff. They're young. They've been around the game a long time. They like to get exciting. Oh, with a guy like Osada,
He's such a good kicker.
you can be confident he'll put it through. Ideally, I'm not gonna jinx anything. I hope. Maybe tomorrow I'll get a phone call and they'll say this one's on you. But
if he kicks the way he punts, I think.
Or is it the offense? Shuford's out there. Although he does hold. He started last year as a 3rd-string quarterback and holder before working his way up to becoming the starter and remain the holder.
I think they're going for it.
Wow.
And they will.
That's why they call timeout. Oh, my goodness.
And on 4th down,
Oh,
you're not going
my
to need the timeout later unless you go down on the 1-inch line.
Are they forcing Episcopal to call a timeout maybe? See how Episcopal lines up.
As the charade continues, first-year offensive coordinator Connor Jessup and first-year head coach Jackson Mateo for the Tigers command this offense. And 7 yards is something they might feel more confident picking up in 1 down than just going away with 3 points.
I'm sort of amazed. A lot of chatter going on in these huddles. Big play coming up here. I would have just said, you know what, let's get the points. Let's go into halftime feeling good. But, you know, sometimes you got to be a gunslinger, you got to be a gambler, and they're going to take a big gamble here.
And if it pays off, great. If it doesn't, you're going into halftime. You can talk to these guys. It's not the end of the world. You got to score again either way if you go 3 points or none. So I suppose why not tie it?
So they are going to go for it.
Wow.
On 4th down at about the 7-yard line. 4 wide receivers. And then another timeout.
We might be here
I
for
didn't
a
even know
while.
that was allowed. You could keep calling timeouts. back-to-back without any action.
Well, you can't take them with you, and when we
You-
go in
you-
halftime.
use them or lose them, right?
That's right.
And this is one of those plays, too, you think about it, especially as we rewatch this game for years to come. If this pays off, you're thinking to yourself, that was the right call.
Right.
But if this is a three-point ball game and it comes down to it, you might say, what were we thinking? So really there's a case to be made for either decision.
It's like shooting that three late in the game when you don't need it. And
I've
you're
seen
just
that so many
you're
times.
trying to hold on to the ball,
Yeah,
but
like,
you're
why are
wide,
you shooting?
You're wide
Yeah.
open.
Yeah.
If you're going to take it, it better go in, right?
Without a doubt.
Initially, Woodbury Forest was saying, hey, let's kick it. Then they called timeout, and now they're going for it. Really a humongous play coming up here for both teams on 4th down. Still could get a first potentially, but only 7 seconds left, and they're both out of timeouts. On the snap, Schufert, quick throw to the corner of the end zone. They're thrown up for grabs, and it's incomplete and no flag. Intended for Ellis, who wanted the push off, and they go down all the way and come up empty.
And that's exactly as they drew it up,
And
other than the completion.
And Schufert had to get it off a little bit sooner. He got some pressure from the blitzing linebacker. I think it was 21, Bryce Ebeneth. So he had to get rid of it a little bit sooner.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the ball was thrown out of bounds. So,
And Ellis's only hope there would have been for a penalty. He and the DB kind of had their hands tied. It was looking straight down the line of it, to be honest. No push-off either way. Well defended and just couldn't quite convert.
Now, basically, the Maroon will just kneel down, and the end of the first half with an interesting turn of events there. Instead of going for the field goal, Woodbury Forest goes for it, comes up empty, and at the break, 7-0. Episcopal with the lead. First half thoughts, guys?
Well, that's a very interesting 7-0 we're looking at, especially with that decision we just saw. This Tiger offense, and the scoreboard will show it, couldn't quite get anything going, and the Episcopal defense played their hearts out, and they've got 2 more quarters to do it. So it'll be interesting to see what adjustments are made in the halftime locker room, because something needs to happen if you're the Tigers.
yeah, I think if you're Episcopal, you have the first half exactly how you want it. You get the ball to start the second half. What would make me nervous is that Woodbury has an explosive offense, and my guess is Woodbury is going to open it up a lot more in the second half and use a lot more of its the tools it has to press the EHS defense. But if you're Episcopal, you want a low-scoring game, no doubt.
Yeah, and that's the brand of football they play. Episcopal has this team right where they want them. 7-0 is a perfectly comfortable place. You only need 1 point over the other team to win the football game.
Right.
If they can keep playing as they have, that's what they'll do. And the Tigers really need to get into the end zone or find some points somehow, because right now they are not in the driver's seat from the looks of things.
Yeah, I mean, the games Episcopal's won the last 5 on their 5-game winning streak, it's been 9-0, 10-7,
Right.
17-14, 10-7. In the game they beat St. Stephen's 34-12. They were down 12-7 after 3 quarters and took advantage of some St. Stephen's turnovers. But
All right, we will pause here at halftime for this special ceremony at the 121st meeting between these two teams. Second half momentarily, but for now, enjoy the halftime festivities.
A member of the class of 1948 is unable to be with us today. Henry was an incredible left-handed pitcher and a talented guard on the basketball team. Shat led both teams to narrow Virginia Prep League championship victories over Woodbury Forest, pitching a 1-0 shutout in the 1946 baseball game and scoring 13 points in an overtime victory in basketball in 1948. He played collegiate baseball at the University of North Carolina and in the Cincinnati Reds organization. Henry Shat. Shadow Sabile from the class of 2009 was honored posthumously. Shadow set Episcopal's single season and career goal-scoring records for boys soccer, and he was a member of the 4x400 meter relay team that still holds the school record. He led Episcopal to the 2008 IAC and state soccer championships before continuing his career at West Virginia University, where he is still listed in the top 10 of several statistical records. Shadow Sabila. From the class of 1991, Jimmy Flippin went undefeated in his Episcopal High School golf career and led the team to the 1990 IAC championship. The VSGA named him the 1990 Junior Golfer of the Year, and he went on to compete at the University of Virginia, where he earned all ACC and NCAA All-American honors. Jimmy is on his way to Florida to begin the qualifying process for the PGA Champions Tour. Let's all wish him good luck. Jimmy Flippin. Several inductees are assembled on the field. Ansley Stewart Condon from the class of 2007 was a 4-year starter and leading scorer of both the field hockey and lacrosse teams. She led Episcopal to the 2006 Lacrosse State Championship and went on to compete for the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, scoring crucial goals in both the Big East and the NCAA tournaments. Please honor Ansley Condon. Given Kalapinde from the class of 2009 was named the Washington Post All-Met Player of the Year for soccer, and that was his second best sport. Kalapinde won championships in soccer, basketball, and track at Episcopal before continuing his basketball career in Loyola Marymount and Bellevue University. Please join in welcoming Given Kalapinde. Coach Mark Gowan served on the Episcopal faculty for 24 years as a Dean of Students and Athletic Director. He led the baseball program for several years, winning the 1996 IAC Championship. As a longtime head coach of football, he amassed well over 100 victories, 3 undefeated seasons, and 4 league championships. Please congratulate Coach Mark Gowan. In the winter of 1993-1994, the girls' varsity basketball team went 20-2 and won the ISL championship in just the 3rd year of coeducation. Along the way, they enjoyed an 18-game winning streak and beat teams by an average of 24 points. Please honor the 1993-94 girls' basketball team. In September of 2008, the boys' varsity soccer program began an incredible undefeated streak that lasted 63 games across 3 seasons. 41 student athletes suited up for those maroon teams. They won 2 state championships and 3 league titles while outscoring their opponents 196-31. Please welcome the 2008, 2009, and 2010 boys' varsity soccer teams. Let's have one last round of applause for all of our inductees.
Hey Max, how are you? Michael, nice to meet you. Good, all right, I like it. Shake it, Max. Yeah, there we go. So Anna's got it. Oh, it's a big, yeah. That's the biggest crowd.
This campaign is the most ambitious campaign that the school has ever undertaken. These initiatives are so critical to helping the students.
It's really about generating support for the values that the institution holds and wants to instill in each and every one of its students.
It's not just about bricks and mortar. It's about our values and making sure those continue on for generations, that we are developing leaders with intellectual and moral courage that are prepared to make a difference.
The Courage campaign will ensure that Episcopal remains a place where integrity, community, and honor thrive.
And where young people learn to lead with courage.
With Courage, we will harness the resources and global connections of Washington, D.C.
With Courage,
We will dramatically increase
access to financial aid.
With Courage,
We will maximize the power of relationships.
And commitment to community.
With Courage, we will inspire achievement.
Through rigor and wellness.
With Courage, we will invest in our commitment to
world-class faculty and staff.
Now is the time for us all to lead.
And with Courage, we will.
This campaign is the most ambitious campaign.
Yeah, so last night the Courage campaign was announced on the campus of Episcopal, a $150 million commitment to the future of Episcopal High School. Alumni, parents, and friends gathered to celebrate this kickoff that will commit resources to financial aid, rigor and wellness, world-class faculty and staff, and maximizing the proximity of Washington, D.C. to Episcopal High School. So thank you to those generous benefactors and their commitment to Episcopal High School and the Courage campaign.
So we are at halftime, 7-0. Episcopal in the lead. With Chris Giblin, I'm Frank Handrant, Griffin Warlow as well from Woodbury Forest. As first half guys, we expected a grinded out game. I don't think we expected as many penalties. I'm sure both coaches at the break are saying, guys, we just got to stop making penalties. No, I know it's easier said than done, but come on, it's killing us.
Especially in a tight game, right?
Exactly.
I mean, where one play will make the difference in this game. You don't want to be that guy, right?
Yeah, absolutely. A holding call can take back a scoring drive and force it into a punt. And on the same note of making and breaking drives, though, we haven't seen a single turnover. No interceptions, no fumbles. Both punts from Lucas Osada have been fair caught, very comfortably so for how high those kicks go and how impressive he is with his right leg. So both teams possessing the ball well. That's something that they definitely wrote into their game plan, and if they can continue that in the second half, that will benefit both of them. But whoever makes that first mistake, if it ever happens, will certainly be in at a position of a disadvantage.
So with field position in the first half favored the Maroon, this will be a really interesting kickoff to see where the Maroon receive the ball and how far they move it on their first possession. Be a really big opportunity for the Tigers because, Griffin, to your point, there have not been any long runs broken by either team. I mean, other than the touchdown pass to Boom Jock, there's just neither team, both defenses have been very stingy in giving up yards.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be these first couple of possessions of the second half will show how important field position is.
Yeah, and that touchdown pass came on a great drive. It was just the cherry on top. Episcopal marched the ball all the way down and then threw it up to their best athlete, for lack of a better way to put it, and was rewarded for it. And both these teams are coming out of the locker room at halftime. These coaches have the opportunity to make adjustments. Episcopal's really held all the cards thus far and is getting the ball back as we start the second half. You're up 7-0. If you can expand on that lead, that's the best case scenario, and the Tigers are already going to be coming out trying to get a stop first and then catch up second.
And they're going to be trying to get back for that, unable to get points on the board before the end of the first half. So they have to sort of regain that confidence and that momentum, because going into the break, Episcopal's got to be feeling better you would think right now, than Woodbury Forest.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've controlled this game. You've got the lone touchdown. You've forced Woodbury to punt a number of times. You have given the ball to Woodbury, yes, but haven't really had to punt, and has been the offensive machine on a really defensive-powered team. You've got guys playing both ways like Bohm Jock who are doing it as good as you can expect, and you're rewarded with that 7-point lead for it on a relatively low-scoring matchup.
Episcopal back on the field, getting set for the second half. 7-zip lead.
So Sada for the Tigers also warming up his leg. He will be having his first kickoff. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to elect to put this one in the end zone. It's not a cold day. It's not that breezy thus far. We could have seen him kick a field goal. Ultimately, the Tigers decided to go for that 4th down and could not convert it. So limited in action have been many of the Tigers' biggest assets thus far.
Do you remember the weather last year?
Last year was chilly. Absolutely. Yeah, we were.
The sun was out.
The sun was out.
Sun was definitely out, but we were right up on top of Johnson Stadium, and it gets breezy up there.
Yeah.
So
once that sun goes behind the stands, it gets cold really quickly.
Drops
yeah,
in a hurry. But today, as nice as you can expect the weather, I see some of the guys, especially in the Woodbury student section, drop their blazers just because it's that nice outside. And something we've seen play a role in other games, especially early in the season in Woodbury Forest. I know it can get pretty hot, and the cramps will just come one after the next. But today, no injuries hardly. We saw one guy go down for a brief moment, but both these teams are playing with a ton of energy as this matchup demands. I'll be interested to see, too, if coaches Mateo and offensive coordinator Jessup decide to go a little deeper into their offensive playbook. On that kind of 2-minute drill we saw at the end there, the Tigers got in a great field position. They were held by a handful of penalties, but they marched all the way down the field on the arm of Harley Shuford. They can certainly pass the ball.
Oh, look, I mean, this is very similar to last year's game. Episcopal controlled the first half. Woodbury opened it up in the second. Episcopal had a 2-score lead, and Woodbury started pressing and opening it up and rallied and took the victory. So I think you're exactly right, Griffin. I think they're going to get a little bit more creative with their offensive playbook. And what I would say is keep in mind the number 20. 20 interceptions by Episcopal's defense in 8 games this year. So that'll be the give and take of the second half.
And they'll want to make it 21. They're going to come out here absolutely buzzing around the secondary. But at the same time, the Tiger defense is not something to mess with. We saw last year, in large part, the reason the Tigers could mount their lead-taking and ultimately game-winning drive last year is because Episcopal completed a pass near the sideline. Ball came out, and Jay O'Keefe, a senior for the Tigers, took it away, gave the offense back, and then Landon Ellis took it almost all the way to the house.
Yep.
And the Tigers scored to take the lead, and it never changed again after that. So right now, Woodbury's defense has to give their offense these opportunities, and the offense just has to do something with those opportunities because thus far a 0 in the first half is not what you want.
So going back to what you're talking about, does Asada put the ball in the end zone, or does he say, we want to see Episcopal try to run this back? And if you're Episcopal, if you're Coach Rogers, I'm thinking move the chains for the 2 possessions, try to get a rhythm. And try to move the ball. And conversely, Coach Mateo's probably got this defense fired up to get a 3-and-out quickly and force a bad punt.
Yeah, because, I mean, if you're Episcopal, you want a slow, methodical rhythm here. You're content to kill as much clock as it takes to make this a 7-0 ball game. They have no problem not changing the scoreboard. But if you're Woodbury Forest, you are at the deficit right now. There's no way around it. You're down a touchdown. You want to come out and get a stop in 3 seconds and put the ball into the end zone as quickly as possible. And that's really where these 2 teams are going to battle it out because, I mean, it's anyone's game, and it's who's going to make the first play, really, at this point in time.
Yep.
So we'll see. And Osada as well, he can put it in the end zone. We've seen him, elect to do some kind of chip kicks and other stuff like that, especially give his kick coverage team a chance to maybe chase after the football. But if you know who Episcopal's playmakers are, and who their best athletes are who are likely to be returning this kick, those aren't exactly people you want carrying the football in the open field either.
Good point.
And I mean, there's a reason jump ball to Bohm Jock in the end zone ended the way it did.
Once again, good afternoon, ladies
So
and gentlemen.
Episcopal
Welcome back to
breaking
Episcopal High
out
School
Woodbury
on the ball
Forest.
for the second half of the
Second half about to
121st
get going.
game.
7-0
Episcopal High School versus Woodbury Forest.
Armstead back deep for the Maroon.
And head coach for the Maroon, Kadeem Rogers, this is him collecting on that decision he made before this game even started. They deferred to the second half, put their defense out on the field first, and it paid off. They're winning this game 7-0, and they're going to get the first shot to build on that lead and get in the end zone first.
Number 2, Lucas Osada will be on to kick off for the Tigers.
But we'll also get to see the first of Osada
Deep to receive for
on
Episcopal High School.
kickoff team.
Number 25, Justin Armstead.
Ideally, if all goes according to
Armstead's back there all alone. Look at that.
Right.
I mean, he doesn't have a teammate
plan. Within
25 yards of him.
So the best case scenario here is Episcopal starts their drive on 20.
Yeah, I'm interested in this, how they're lined up, especially with a really skilled kicker like Asada. If he's looking at the kickoff return team, he could angle one down by the 15 or 10, let it run.
And the
See
whistle
what he
blows.
has.
Getting set for the start of the second half.
24 minutes to the final horn of playtime here. And the Tigers have their work cut out for them if they want to make this a favorable ball game. But Episcopal will be getting it first.
Run up. Nice kick, and that should be a touchback.
That is a kicker.
The ref was like, "You're not taking it out, buddy."
Yeah, at the high school level, anything in the end zone is an
automatic,
instant touchback.
right? Yeah, automatic.
And that kick was about 8 yards deep into
Yeah.
for the Justin Armstead still palms up. He doesn't really.
He was like, "I want to bring it out," but I think that was the wise choice by the official.
Yeah.
That was great.
And that ball was shot out of a cannon.
That young man has a leg.
All right, so Maroon first and 10 from their own 20. 7-zip lead.
And the Tigers do have a second kicker in Christian Edlund, who would really start and be a stud on any other team, but under Osada.
Osada must have a lot of offers already.
Yeah, he's definitely sought after for his position.
Jock going in motion, and I think it was false
procedure by the Maroon.
Legal procedure, and that's exactly what we see.
Illegal procedure against Episcopal High School.
Make mistakes like this.
Yep.
So as we saw so many penalties in the first half, not even a play of offense before we see the first and the second.
First and 15.
So first and 15.
And if you're Woodbury Forest, you're already forcing Episcopal to go 85 yards, so they're going to try and get to the goal line once again.
Cloutier in the slot. He has not played much offense this year. He got a couple touches in the first half.
Shotgun Brady.
Same play.
Tigers are ready.
Yeah, they were ready and snuffed it out.
Episcopal showed their hands on the penalty, and the Tigers expected them to do it again, and paid off.
Catch by Brooks Whitmer, the senior from Alexandria. First time he's touched the ball today. John Rogers checking in on offense.
And if I'm correct, I believe Brooks Whitmer, his older brother Tate Whitmer, graduated
guy.
last year from Woodbury Forest. The two of them played against one another in the game.
You're exactly right.
So a little bit of a house divided there.
Second down, very long.
Father couldn't get into either school, so I think he went to Kent.
Snap is fumbled, then picked up by Brady. Gets his feet set, throws it to the left sideline, but that's incomplete. I think just fumbling the snaps and everything off.
And is incomplete.
And a third down and very long. And if you're Woodbury Forest, it's a great start to the second half.
And a great opportunity on a third and long. What do you do if you're the Maroon here? You certainly don't want to turn it over.
Yeah, you almost got to play for punt field position.
Yep.
Yeah, you try to get draw a play, try to get 7 or 8 yards, get a little bit more cushion, try to get a good punt, but certainly not the start they were looking for.
And the Tiger safety, Sanker and Beal, exactly know where the down marker is and not to let anything beyond that.
Brady under pressure now, rolling to his right, and he's just going to throw it away. And a great start for the Tigers defense, and Episcopal's going to have to punt it.
Tigers got exactly what they wanted on that possession.
Yeah, you said a 3 and out's the best case scenario, and right now Woodbury's
4th and 18.
just waiting to send the offense on the field. They are
on the punt for Episcopal High School.
in neutral right now and
Deep
absolutely want to kick it into drive.
Forest. number 8, Hunter Rockhill.
Rockhill back to receive. Tan to kick it away from his end zone.
Rockhill shifty on the punt return. He's generally got great hands.
Takes a bounce again, another nice bounce, and Rockhill's got to let it go, and that is.
And boy, that's a big break for the Maroon
earlier.
there. That's a big break for the Maroon. That's down to the 36.
Yeah, that end-over-end pop, very favorable. Rockhill almost thought about picking it up, but securing the possession is the most important thing here. And after it hits the deck the first time, football does not bounce very favorably, especially if you're trying to pick it up off the hop.
So first possession for Woodbury Forest here in the second half, down 7-zip.
Down 7-0 and 63 yards if they want to change that.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they get it down again, would they kick it or would they go for it again?
Well, at this point, your decision might be a little more made up than what happened the first time. Yep. But at this stage of the game, anything can happen.
Ellis intended, and Schufer couldn't get it to him.
Early
He was
Schufer's
open.
pass intended for number 11,
Incomplete.
Landon
Moves up
Ellis, is
second down and
incomplete.
10.
And that's the connection you're looking for. Harley Schufer and Landon Ellis, they were sophomore year roommates at Woodbury Forest. They have the chemistry, but you got to connect on those easy throws first if you're going to mount a drive.
And he was a little off on the throw there. But they came out firing.
Second down 10. 3 wide receivers to the left. Over the top. Shotgun. 4 on the clock to get it off. Little hitch and go. Nope. Flushed out. Under pressure. Gets away from a couple defenders and he's cut down. Maybe a yard gain for Schufer. Good defense by Christmas.
And Harley
He was very shifty. I mean, he got tied up with lost 5 or 6 yards and got away from it.
Yeah, he put in a ton of work just to get back to the line of scrimmage there.
Yeah, picked up about 1.
And those are the plays 5, 10, 15 seconds after the ball is even snapped that if you have a quarterback that can move behind the line of scrimmage, you'll find a big play there if you wait long enough. You can't guard guys for 20 seconds.
He is a scrambler. You're exactly right.
Especially the Tigers last game at Fourth Union. I believe he may have been the leading rusher as he just got out of the pocket a ton and receivers were downfield. He took off when he had a chance.
Third down and long. Schufert again rolling right. Steps up, throws, and had a man, but it's incomplete as Ellis could not catch it. Gathered, he's frustrated. And again, a stop by the Maroon defense. And the Tigers have to punt it back.
That was an important possession for the Maroon. That was a catchable ball by Landon there, but hit him hot as he was going out of bounds.
But in 3 plays, 2 missed connections from Schubert to Ellis is exactly what you don't want to do if you're this Tiger offense.
Armstead back to receive, but a nice high punt. And fair caught at the 18.
Armstead fair caught.
I tell you what,
at the Episcopal High School 19-yard
that'll make
line.
your coach nervous in high school
yeah,
football.
without
Having a guy catch those punts.
I mean, you might hurt your neck just looking up at the ball.
Yeah.
9:46 left, third quarter, 7-0 Episcopal. The lead over rival Woodbury Forest. Great turnout, of course. Great day for football. Mid-November.
Yeah, this stadium holds about 5,000. So if the stands are full, it's about 5,000. And then look at all the people around. You got to guess you're probably looking at 6,000 or 7,000 people here today.
At the 100th game in Woodbury Forest, it was 15,000.
That was huge,
as the record shows.
Grady back to pass, under pressure and cut down. Defense was there.
Mookum applied the pressure, and Rory Doolin was there to bring him to the deck.
Doolin,
Great. Loss of 4 on the play.
Tackle.
2nd and 14.
Loss of 4. And right now we have settled into what feels like a defensive battle.
Yeah.
The Maroon need to get try to get some ground and pound going.
We're 3 minutes into the second half and haven't seen a first down yet.
No.
4 wide receivers, man in motion, and it's a quick handoff, little draw play, and maybe a 5 or 6 yard pickup as Benning gets the rock. Still 3rd and long coming up from the 18.
I think partly the Maroon are so confident in their defense right now that they just don't want to turn the ball over, and good for them.
3rd and 11.
Well, this is a long 3rd and 11 here.
Brady forced up the middle, incomplete. Pressure was on by Jarrett Clark.
Alexander Brady's pass
Off the edge.
Tigers force another 3 and out.
And that cornerback blitz is something I've really never seen the Tigers run. Bringing Jarrett Clark off the edge there. He's got speed. He got to the quarterback in a hurry and really disrupted that pass from connecting.
Yeah, Brady didn't see him. That was very close to being a sack, strip sack.
And half a step quicker, Jarrett Clark could really blow that play open, but Episcopal punting nonetheless. And bringing the pressure is something that both these teams have shown they're not afraid to do. And the Tigers getting the better edge of it just there.
Tan to kick it away. Rockhill to receive. Sends it back to about the 44, and he whistles for a fair catch. And back come the Tigers offense.
Catches, Tan's punt.
And credit to Hunter Rockhill and Justin Armstead thus far. Perfect on fielding punts, and especially that most recent one from Tan and the one prior from Osada. Those things are just boomed up in the air.
Yeah,
and down.
The ball will be spotted at the Woodbury Forest 44.
It's like cramps for Luca Farinaccio, the Maroons starting linebacker.
The 3 possessions and 3 punts we've seen in the 3rd quarter. Both teams just looking for their first down.
Not bad field position again at the 44 of Woodbury Forest.
So we'll see. Both teams got a chance to talk it over here as well with the injury.
As we're working on Luca, I want to give a shout out to Winston Holt and his dad, Winston Holt, class of 82, I believe, and class of 47, watching this game from Acadia National Park in Maine. Talking about all the games they've shared together. I think this is my 38th game, and I know Mr. Holt, I've seen you many, many times, so enjoyed those memories. Hope you guys are having a good time, and great game so far.
Yeah, speaking of just some alumni and stuff while we've got them in, the tailgate of Woodbury Forest parents was thrilled before this game. The Bratton family brought their smoker up and had an incredible barbecue beforehand as well.
Handoff up the middle, nothing doing there.
Number 6, Braden was saying.
Brings up 2nd down and long, and again, both teams struggling now just to get some yards on 1st down. So they're facing 2nd and long, 3rd and long.
This is definitely old school football.
No gain on the play,
not
2nd and 10.
High scoring spread offense games you're used to seeing these days. 2 really good defenses.
Under 8 minutes left here, 3rd quarter, 7-0 Episcopal. Very forced possession. Ellis fake handoff and then just run down. Not fooled at all. Bryce Ebenet.
Yeah, you can try the smoke and mirrors and the trickery behind the line of scrimmage, but the rush is going to get there eventually and nowhere to go for that Tiger offense.
That was an interesting one.
Yeah. And
spin your offensive
Once
player
again,
around.
no gain on the
Bryce
play.
is-
Brings up 3rd and 10.
Bryce is the other starting linebacker, having a great season. A junior from Ottawa, Ontario, and he's really being
after the
disruptive.
play.
Yeah.
Another whistle.
Maybe a sideline infraction on Woodbury Forest.
Yeah,
it
that's
looked
what
like.
that's what I was thinking.
Coach Mateo was 4 or 5 yards out of the field. Although during substitutions, I don't know if you could just call it a warning or all's fair.
So both teams now have gotten that warning.
So even when the The play is dead. We're getting penalties today, it seems. It's the tail of the tape.
And sometimes in a game like this where it's a big rivalry, I think you should know, okay, people are going to get excited. They're going to move towards the sidelines. Don't flag them, that's all. Just say, hey, guys. One of those penalties could be huge. Third down and long. 3 wide receivers. Ollie Schuford, senior quarterback. And it's batted back to him. And he's sacked.
Yeah, Schubert may have been better off just letting that ball hit the ground, but
you're exactly right. That is and he looks hurt on the play. Incredibly athletic play by number 8, John Rogers, the defensive end. Got his hand on it, and you're right, Griffin. Schuford should have batted it down, but easy for us to say from up here. But that sets the Tigers back to about a 4th and 25. And for the 4th possession of the second half, we're looking at a 3-and-out in a punting situation.
Yeah, and Schubert's just going to hobble off the field here, too. He's one guy you do not want to have go down. We've seen the Tigers run that play a ton this season. They let the rush come through and try and dump the ball right over their heads to the running back, but Episcopal, too much pressure for Charlie to deliver a good ball, and it didn't pay off.
Number 2, Lucas Osada drops into punt formation from the Tigers. Deep to receive from Episcopal High School, number 25,
Osada can
Justin
get
Armstead.
Such height on his punts. If you were in AT&T Stadium, I think he'd probably hit that big jumbotron.
Yeah, it might start raining here if he gets it down higher.
Armstead back at the 20.
Pressure, got it away. Another beautiful booming punt. No fair catch. Armstead's going to get it at the 20 and go nowhere. Great coverage.
Great coverage.
Downfield by Woodbury Forest, and their crowd loves it.
Kind of gets the Tiger Nation fired up. Armstead was ready to return it. Just great coverage by number 5 for the Tigers.
Reimer Corpus just making that play.
Yeah,
it's
really,
an easy chance, especially on a punt return, to get shook one way or the other. Kept his feet there. An incredible tackle.
Really good play. I'd like to see the Maroon have been playing on the perimeter a lot here in their first 2 possessions. I'd like to see them try to
17-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Maroon.
Establish a little bit more of a running game here. Try to get some yards. They've been in 2nd and long, 3rd and long. They need to
Man in motion, up the middle, running back gets to the 21, goes Benning. For the big fellow.
The ball is carried by number 9.
That's exactly what they need.
And if you can run the ball for 4 to 6 yards, just keep giving it to
Yeah.
Benning.
Gain of 4 on the
Both teams
play.
are just dying for a
2nd
drop
and
of
6.
offense at this stage of the game.
They got to try to go a little bit north and south here. So we're looking at 2nd and 6 here as we hit the 6-minute mark of the 3rd quarter.
Ball to 21. The motion goes Nelson. Benning again gets the rock up to the 24.
Benning once again on the carry.
Brings up 3rd and about 3. As we've seen Episcopal do this offensively, just getting the same guy the ball.
A gain of 3 on the play.
They got Benning listed at 5'7", 190. Does that mean he has thighs the size of
just tree trunks? Yeah. But he could run hard, especially against some of these guys in the Woodbury defensive line.
See if someone can get a first down here in the 3rd quarter on 3rd down and 3. Shovels it. Benning not going to get it. Defense there again as Woodbury Forest's Rodney Laura comes up and makes the tackle, and Maroon now have to punt it back again.
And a perfect play by Laura, in all honesty. There was a shift in the defensive line prior to the play. Laura stands right up into his block, recognizes the transition, the transaction in the backfield with the football, finds the running back and brings him down.
Both offenses really struggling to get something going, can't convert on 3rd down. Hands in there to punt again, and Rock Hill back to receive. 5 to play here, 3rd quarter. 7-zip Episcopal leads.
The Tigers
by 10.
We're going after the punter.
Fair caught. Again, starting position about the same, the 44.
At the Woodbury Forest 43-yard line. Check it, 44-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
So 4 touches. Each team's had 2 tries at it, and not one first down yet.
Yep.
Hardly 20 yards offense in this first quarter between either side.
Let's see if the Tigers can break the second half curse of the 3 and out here.
Credit to both defenses for playing as well as they have, but as far as the offenses need to match the
But Ellis is taking the snap off the Wildcat, runs to his right, and gets about 3.
The ball is carried by number 11, Landon Ellis.
And something we saw the Tigers do in the first quarter was just get Landon Ellis a direct snap and outside of his tackles. If you can get him to the edge, he'll beat most guys on this field or in the state of Virginia in a foot race. But you just got to give him the chance to do so.
On 2nd and 7. Ellis still standing there in the Wildcat. 3 wide receivers. Same play. Then he just drops it off. Nicely done. Fake the run, held up, and then dumped it off beautifully. As Anderson catches it, and a first down for Woodbury Forest.
Yeah, a little bit of the Tim Tebow jump pass there. Landon Ellis, he showed the run, as he's very dangerous doing. Dropped it off, his first completion. That's to the tight end, Reese Anderson. The first down in the third quarter we've seen as well.
3.5.
Chains have moved for the first time.
3.5 minutes
at
left.
the 3.5 minute mark.
Third quarter. 1st and 10 at the 41 of Episcopal. Tigers 3 wide outs. Ellis again gets out wide left, got some room to the 20. Tiptoeing down the sidelines and pushed out of bounds. Finally, as they say, he stayed in bounds all the way to the 8-yard line. To your point.
That's the play you need to have right here. You break into Episcopal territory, you're starting to get the first offense we've seen in the third quarter. Get it to your playmaker and let him get you in scoring position.
And what do we talk about? Get the ball in the hands of your best athlete. And that's what the Tigers did there. With him lining up under center, I think you're going to see a lot more of that for the rest of the game.
He is a quarterback, but a head coach's job for any running back is to give them one man to make miss. If you can get good blocking, give him a lane to run, he can make one man miss downfield, and that's how you pick up these huge chunks.
Yep.
It looks like we'll have, I suppose, just a timeout. I didn't see either side. The scoreboard still reads 3 timeouts aside.
Okay.
Though it could be, it looks like a cramp down
the,
on the Episcopal sideline. And we're getting to that stage of the game. These guys are gassed. Someone needs to step up. Both these teams are looking for their hero. Someone's got to have to dig deep in the tank and pull out just enough to win this football game. Because right now it could go either way. As the Tigers have that sunlight coming through the clouds that they've been looking for since Episcopal scored that first touchdown.
Still being tended to on that left sideline.
Shuford looked like he wanted to come on the field to start this drive. Though they went with the design Wildcat to Landon Ellis, I don't think he's too banged up to return, but right now this offense is working just fine without him.
Yeah, I mean, he is clearly a great athlete. And I think the Maroon defense are using this timeout to readjust their strategy with Ellis behind center.
And in the one game Harley Shuford did miss at quarterback due to injury was against Georgetown Prep. The Tigers still put up 29 points that day and won by a single point. All 4 touchdowns coming from Landon Ellis as well. There's a reason he was the Prep League Player of the Year. He can run this offense from really anywhere on the field. And at the same time, if you're Episcopal from the quarterback play, Alexander Brady's doing just fine, especially when it's just handing the ball off and misdirections in the backfield. But if you're going to open up this second half and try and run with at least this drive, as we've seen from the Tigers, you got to sort of get him connecting downfield as well.
I agree with you. The conservative offense of the Maroon has served them well so far in this game. But if Woodbury gets a touchdown here, they're going to have to open it up a little bit. They're going to have to go to some misdirection. They're going to have to get the ball to Boom Jock or Judah Afori-Ansah. Some of their athletes to see if they can break some plays.
Or even Cedric Benning, as he's been deadly with the ball in his hands, and we saw thus far this game, Episcopal's been going to really the same guy each drive, rotating which players those have been.
So that was Jock who comes off with a bit of a limp, but seems to be okay as it is first and goal from the 8. There's a guy who set it up, and Ellis, he fumbled it out the back of the end zone. Is that a safety? Did he get it? It is a safety.
So Episcopal's ball on the 20.
Not a safety, turned over.
Episcopal gets the ball on the 20. That is a huge, huge turnover.
Fumbled it into the end zone. So that is a turnover on downs. Got my rules wrong for a second, but yes, a turnover on downs. He coughed it up at about the 1 or 2 yard line.
And he had that lane. He just had to fall.
Went through the end zone, right? He went through the end zone, which means the defense gets the ball on the 20.
And in his ninth game,
that is a huge
ninth game this year in his senior campaign. That's the first time Landon Ellis has turned the ball over.
They showed. I couldn't tell who put the pop on him, but it was a big hit by the Maroon defender that obviously dislodged the ball, and that is a tough break for the Tigers. Big break for the Maroon.
Just over 3 minutes left here, third quarter. So now you've got 2 chances where you could have kicked a field goal. Now you miss a 6. Just some points left on the board for the Tigers.
And that play makes it feel like all the air left the room from the Tiger sideline.
Yeah, but the Maroon going without their best player right now. And still
Brady, quick hitter.
Aiden Nelson catch for about 4 yards. That's his first catch of the day.
Brady's pass is complete to number 3, Aiden Nelson.
He was on the sidelines for many minutes.
A gain of 4 on the play.
Clock running, 2:43 left. Third quarter, 7-zip Episcopal.
I believe Jock is still working out a cramp on the sideline. He was the defender that went down, felt that stopped the play just before Ellis's last carry.
Second down, 6. Will end around, got the first down. Yes, to the 31.
Afori-Ansah moves the chains.
A gain of 6 on the play. Pardon me, a gain of 7 on the play. Good luck for Episcopal Haysco first down. 1st and 10 for the Maroon.
Approaching 2 minutes left third quarter.
This is already Episcopal's best drive of the second half.
First down. Yeah, you're exactly right.
After Woodbury just got so close to tying this ball game.
That's in motion. Handoff up the middle as they get Benning. Touch picks up about 4. Second down, 6.
Benning gained 4 on the play. 2nd and 6.
Yeah, the sun's kind of gone behind the clouds now.
4 wide receivers. 90 seconds left, third quarter. Brady in the shotgun. Goodyear in motion, handoff to Benning up the middle. He's got a first down and more to the 46. And finally taken down at the 48-yard line. Kobe Beal getting in on the action with the tackle, but not after a huge first down again.
Sending a receiver in motion and running the dive right up the middle seems to be working for them right now. And Frank, I think you pointed this out earlier in the game. Coach Rogers, he likes to run the same play 2 or 3 times in a row.
Same guy, yeah. 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line. Brady, 2-step drop, always under pressure. Has a man caught, and and then tracked down, but after about a 4 or 5 yard pickup.
And in with Jarrett Clark on that tackle was Armel Mookum and Ben Joe, two Tiger defensive linemen, recognizing the completion, getting downfield to make that play before it got worse.
So maybe one more play here before the end of the third quarter.
Cloutier will come out.
Second down and about 6. Wants it in motion, gets the handoff, running right, has a seam. He's got some run in the room to the 34. Almost broke it down the sideline for 6.
That'll be the last play of the half.
And will take us to the fourth quarter. Episcopal 7, Tigers still scoreless. It is soon to be now or never for Woodbury Forest. You need your playmakers really to step up. Armel Mookum and Rodney Laura on the defensive line. Some of these guys in the secondary. If you're going to make that play, the Tigers already coughed the ball up once. The only turnover in this game. If you're Woodbury Forest, you need the defense to give you the ball back.
Yeah, you need to stop on this drive for sure. Because Episcopal's offense starting to churn a little bit here in the second half. 7-0 lead. First and 10 at the 35 to start the fourth quarter. Three wide receivers.
Switch fields now. Episcopal just 35 yards to go and a fresh set of downs.
Shotgun again. It's all game in motion. Has a handoff. Benning, right guard. He's going to fight for 8 or 9 yards. That play is really starting to find success here on this drive.
Woodbury brought the blitz too. Chapman Sella and Emil Boya were in the backfield but just missed the tackle.
Benning gained 8 yards on the play. 2nd and 2.
Jock is back in.
On the throw, wide of the receiver, so that brings up 3rd and short.
Brady's pass.
I think this is 2-down territory.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Brady on that
Number 10,
incompletion was
Anderson Brady.
throwing to his younger brother.
Is incomplete.
But no, I agree with you. I
Brings
mean,
up
3rd
and 2.
this is where you make your money, right? 3rd and 2. Big play for both teams.
3 wide receivers. Jock is back in there. See if they try to give him the football. Lone touchdown courtesy of him. Benning gets the rock up the middle, and he's got the first down. Move the chains down to the 23-yard line.
For 4 yards, good enough for an Episcopal High School first down.
Tigers really wrapped them up early too, but the damage had already been done as Episcopal. First down now on the 23-yard line of Woodbury Forest.
At the Woodbury 23-yard line.
Threatening once again.
A little credit to the offensive line for the Maroon here. They're moving the ball after a tough third quarter. They're
that press.
3, 4, 5 yard clips.
That push off the line of scrimmage. Let Benning get that yardage.
Benning again gets it. He's thrown down, but he gains about 2.
The ball is carried again
A
by
lot of
number 9,
misdirection on
Benning.
that play, but did not fool the Tigers.
A gain of 3 on the
fourth
play.
quarter.
So obviously we're
2nd
getting
and
late
7.
in the game here, and Episcopal's getting in the range. They're looking at probably a 35-yard field goal from there, which I think is achievable for Tad Pan. Would make it a 2-score game if they find themselves. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself.
2nd down, 8, rolling under pressure. Brady's going to have to throw it away as he was in pursuit by about 4 defenders.
Brady's pass intended for
These 2 plays coming up on 3rd down and 8.
And what you don't want to do is take a sack.
3rd and
This was
7.
good of Brady to just get rid of the ball there.
And credit to the back judge, honestly, referee getting out of Brady's path there on that play. They're showing that he still got it. But this 3rd and 8.
3rd down, 8.
It's now or never for Woodbury's defense.
4 wide receivers. Goodyear in motion. Brady throws it over the middle, wide open. Touchdown, Maroon.
Wow.
There he is again.
Wow.
It's like they're waiting all second half to set that one up.
That was a beautiful throw from Brady, who looks hurt on the play. Hit Jock in stride.
And I don't know how you don't cover both Jock.
I was going to say, how did he get so wide open?
It's hard to miss all 6'5" of them. Even harder to tackle. And he's in for his 2nd of the day, just like that.
And to add the extra point. And he does, and it's 14-0 with 10:03 remaining in the 4th quarter.
So the Maroon take advantage. That was an 80-yard drive, guys. Maroon take advantage of a fumble and go 80 yards for the 25-yard pass from Brady to Jock, put the Maroon up 14-0 with 10 minutes left.
Yeah,
how often do you see that? Is if you can convert on a turnover
of 80 yards.
We got a long way to go.
Yeah. So Woodbury Forest now really has to regroup and find a way to at least get a good drive going and put maybe some pressure on Episcopal. But so far in the second half, not
number 17, Tad Tan back on to kick off for Episcopal High School.
This Tiger team, to their credit, is very much a 4th quarter squad. They've won 2 games this year from behind by just a lone point, both of which
Georgetown Prep was, were they down 2 touchdowns
29-28.
in that game?
They were down 2 scores, marched down, got a stop, brought it back again, and Landon Ellis got into the 2-point conversion there to put them ahead by 1. And then versus Collegiate as well, the Tigers jumped out to a 2-score lead in the first half, lost it for a moment there. Armel Newcomb blocked a point after, and the Tigers won that game 21-20. So if you're going to mount a 3rd 2-score comeback,
yeah, I remember what the Tigers did last year. There's a long way to go in this game.
Robinson will return it out to the 22.
If you've got under 10 minutes,
I think the Maroon had a 17-6 lead last year, late in the 3rd quarter, early in the 4th.
Robinson returned Tan's kick.
The Tigers came back.
Tigers scored, got a turnover, scored again, and that was all she wrote. And the year before as well, the Tigers came out early. Episcopal scored a couple times, and then the Tigers scored again, but just 3 points short of closing the gap, and lost that game here in the Humble Bowl last time it was played at this location.
So Tigers break out of their huddle, down by 14. Just under 10 minutes left in the 4th quarter. 3 wide receivers.
Buford back in the game too.
Gotta get something here. Back to pass, 3-step drop, under pressure, looking, throws to his right, got a man at the 29, extra run, yes, to the 34, bounces off a couple tacklers up to the 36. Big pass was completed about 14 yards.
2 missed tackles, and Ferguson gets another 8 to 10 yards.
Yeah, that's a great.
He's a great player. He makes people miss.
Great effort after the catch by Jaden Ferguson. He's a track star, out of season. That time just showing how shifty he is with his legs. Though Ferguson will hobble off the field after that catch. Tigers add a tight end to the formation.
We're seeing hurry up mode down by 2 scores. Wide receiver. Oh, he's going long up top. Got a man looking for Ellis, but it's over his head. Double.
Just an untouchable ball. That was well out of bounds for either team.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Clock stops, 2nd down 10.
And the plays we've seen Landon Ellis open games up with and go as far as he has with have been across the middle. They like to take shots. He's their guy. He can go up for balls. He'll climb the ladder. But you need to get him on those in routes, those slants and digs of that such, because he's not the shiftiest guy, but he is hard to bring down.
Yeah.
And if you can just get him into open field, that's where he'll make you hurt.
2nd down 10. Schufert throws up top, and it's almost intercepted too high.
I agree with you, Griffin. Those are
Landon Ellis, and is incomplete. Brings up 3rd and
low
10.
percentage pass plays to a great athlete like Landon there, right? I mean,
and even that play we just saw, a better pass, Landon Ellis has to make one guy miss, and it's a foot race to the house.
Exactly.
3rd down and 10.
Same thing with Ferguson.
And even on that max attack, Riley Schufert is still under pressure.
3 wide receivers. In motion goes Ellis into the backfield. They pitch it to him now. He's looking to throw it off the pitch. And it's picked off! Picked off by Episcopal at the 30-yard line. It's returned.
Luca Farinaccio with the Maroons' 21st interception of the year, and that is
Tigers got too cute, and we get picked off.
trick play backfires. Gives the Maroon the ball on the 30-yard line. Just under 9 minutes left.
Ellis wanted Raquel on the broken play, and that'll be his 2nd turnover of the 2nd half, and not one he'll forget anytime soon.
So with 8:53 left, Episcopal could perhaps put this one out of reach on this drive. Also want to eat some clock. 4 wide receivers, 14-zip lead Maroon. Onset motion, gets the handoff. Going right, peeking on his feet and down to the 16-yard line. A pickup of a 1st down. Sticks move. They've been running that play a lot.
Gain of 13 on the play.
Been successful, so why not keep
high
going?
school 1st down.
Yeah, he's a 10th grader, and Coach Rogers says he's probably the best overall athlete on the team. And when healthy, as you saw in that last play, he can get yards and chunks.
Anderson Brady waved over. In motion, answer again. Same play, other sideline. Got a block to the 10. Turns the corner to the 5. Did he get in? He's down at the 2, they say. 1st and goal for Episcopal.
A gain of 13 on the play.
13-yard pickup. So one way went right, and they go left. And it's 1st and goal.
First and goal on the 3-yard line.
Coach Mateo calling the timeout now, because you don't want to go down 3 scores, especially at this stage of the game.
Yeah, you need a big-time play, maybe a turnover here, because if they kick the field goal, still 3 scores. Yeah, this is a pivotal couple snaps coming for both squads.
So how often do we see it out? I mean, turnovers, right? I mean, just really, you had Landon Ellis walking into the end zone and gets hit hard, fumbles, turns the ball over to the Maroon, and then an interception on what looked like a developing trick play. It's still 8 minutes left in the game. Crucial possession for Woodbury to see if they can limit the points here.
Yeah, this is a football game where anything can happen, absolutely. The 1st half was penalty after penalty after penalty. And the 2nd half, there wasn't much offense at first, but Episcopal's defense decided to be the one to step up with 2 takeaways.
1st and goal from the 3. In motion comes Nelson. Handoff up the middle. Touchdown! Benning gets in to the end zone, and he's slipping down the sidelines. As Episcopal is in complete control right now, up 20-0 with the extra point coming.
On for the extra point. Out of the hold of number 10, Anderson Brady.
So 10 to add to the 6 with the extra point.
With 8 minutes and 6 seconds left in this ball game, that one might sting the most.
Tad Tan on for the kick.
So 2 turnovers lead to 14 points. 21-0.
Tan's kick is good. And 8 minutes and 6 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The score is now the Episcopal High School Maroons 21, the Woodbury Forest Tigers 0.
So if you're Woodbury Forest, you just got everything's got to be hurry up. Big chunk plays. You are in desperation mode, but when you haven't scored all game, it's easier said than done. You just got to find something positive here offensively on this possession.
Well, one thing the Tigers have done best all day is just return kicks. If you can get something or anything out of this return from Robinson or Ellis, that's going to be step one to this comeback, and you can at all mount it.
Number 11, Landon Ellis, and number 14, Sheldon Robinson.
See where Tan puts this.
And the reason the Tigers won at Collegiate as well just a few weeks ago was on Sheldon Robinson's lone kick return for a touchdown this year to put them ahead by a point.
Tan to tee it up from the 40.
And he goes to Robinson. That's automatic touchback.
Yep, goes 2 yards deep, so 1st and 10.
Tan's kick went into the end zone, resulting in an automatic touchback.
We've only seen Osada kick one today, and that went into the end zone, and Pan gets his first for a touchback now as well. Tigers will start at the 20. I'm interested to see, it looks like they'll trot out Shuford here. We've seen the Tigers just run 2 offenses since week 3. But right now, you're in passing downs, passing situations, trying to get as much yardage as quick as possible.
The Maroon defensive line have been pretty solid on containing. Well, that's a good pass to start.
Good pickup on 1st down as they get Rockhill with the catch. Very close to a 1st down. Clock continues to run. 7:53 remaining.
A gain of 9 on the play.
21-zip
2nd
Episcopal.
and 1.
Clearly have to go hurry up now. 2nd and short. Hitch and go, and then he is brought down and sacked.
Luca's been all over the place the second half.
Yep.
He had the big pick and the big sack right here.
That'll bring up 3rd and 5. Loss of 3 or so on the play.
For a loss of 4 on the play. Bringing up 3rd
Tiger sideline
and 5.
wanted a penalty. And that's a play the Tigers have run well this season. They show that wide receiver screen. Ellis runs that hitch and go. But if you don't give your quarterback the time to throw the ball, nothing good is going to happen.
We approach 7 minutes remaining 4th quarter. Just 2-down territory, down by 3 scores. 3rd down and 5. Back to pass, the throw, and it is just a miscommunication between Shuford and his wide receiver. He's hoping he would come back for it.
Jaden Ferguson, great attempt trying to work back to that football, but just lost his footing, and the pass wasn't quite where or when he thought it would be.
So 4th and 5, got to go for it, down by 3 scores.
Malik Johnson and Tremaine Bullock have both done a really good job playing the corner for the Maroon today.
4 wide receivers. This, if not converted, might be the ball game. Giving it back to the Maroon. The one up top, and that might get picked, almost picked off. Incomplete, looking for Ellis, double covered, turnover on downs, and Episcopal will take over.
And really favorable for the Maroon that wasn't intercepted. The turnover on downs saves them out. Would have netted 40 yards, but nonetheless, the Tigers are feeling hopeless right now.
Yeah, and with 6:50 left, if you're Episcopal, you want to just eat that clock.
You know, Episcopal was 3-6 in Coach Rogers' first season last year, and finished the season on a 5-game losing streak. And it started 1-2 this year.
Ansa again down to the 19.
They keep going to Afari Ansa.
What a play by Rodney Laura. If you look back, absolutely hit-sticked his blocker in the backfield. Fought to the edge.
Here's a replay. Oh, my God, yeah.
Never gave up. Always kept his eyes on the ball and ultimately made that tackle.
Sure did.
And made Ansa pay for it.
He did. He did, as the replay shows.
Mac Morris, by the way, in there at quarterback now. Brady did come off hobbled, so not sure if it's injury or he got 3-touchdown lead. Go to the backup here, 4 wide receivers.
And both quarterbacks have taken a beating today.
Armstead in the backfield, gets the handoff up the middle, cuts to his left. Jitterbug down to the 8. Stays on his feet to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal coming up for Episcopal.
Mac Morris, a junior from Birmingham. As I said, he likes to sling it. He's been an very able backup for the Maroon this year. Good to see him getting some playing time here, as well as Armstead, the backup.
A gain of 14 on the play.
So 14-yard gain for Armstead. 1st and goal from the 6 for Episcopal. 4 wide receivers. Morris, shotgun. Brady in motion, handoff, Armstead up the middle, and he gets into the end zone. Or is he short? I thought he was
Armstead is a shifty runner. He is quick.
Ball carried by number 25, Justin Armstead.
Down to the 1, I guess. Spotted literally right at the line. I thought he was in.
Yeah, kind of fell backwards there. Looked like his head might have gotten across, but the football just wasn't far enough. He'll be inches short.
Yep. You got to give it back to him.
And the Maroon will just likely try that one.
Did all that work
once again. And in a game like this, no team is going to hold back on the chance to score, no matter how late.
Same formation. In motion. They give it to Armstead around that left end, and he is not going to get in.
Stood up behind the line of scrimmage. It was about 4 white jerseys there. Laura and Craig came in to really put him into the deck.
3rd and goal.
Laura is a big guy.
And he makes plays.
So 3rd down coming up.
265 pounds. And very mobile.
And all of it, yeah.
Ball's at the 2. Approaching 4 minutes left, regulation. Direct snap around the end, not going to get in as they gave it to.
Tigers are ready for that.
Benning could not get in. And what do you do here? I think you just.
I think you kick a field goal, probably.
I think you go for it.
Do you go for it?
Because you're up by 21.
Why not?
And if you don't get it, then Woodbury Forest has to go 99 yards.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll call a timeout and talk it over.
And Woodbury's just got
they're going to kick it. They're going to kick it.
On to attempt the field goal.
Snap clock's at 13.
You know, you make a good point. I mean, you can always block a field goal and they pick it up and go 90 yards, as opposed to if you get stuffed on a 4th down, you got to go 99 yards.
You know, if there's one football game where anything can happen.
Yeah. Like I said, the last 2 weeks, Tad Tans kicked a field goal in the 4th quarter to win it. So I guess they feel good and it looks good.
24-0 after the field goal is good with 3:06 remaining. This is pretty much all elementary moving forward as Episcopal is going to win this game, the game.
Well, a tale of 2 halves, really, and really 2 big turnovers is made a very close game, a game that the Maroon look like they're going to walk away with in the end. But you think back to the end of the first half when the Tigers went for it on 4th in a 7-0 game. It really doesn't mean anything now, but they had a choice to go for it or kick a field goal. You got to give credit to the Maroon defense. They continue to be 9 games they've given up 98 points, and not all of that's been the defense. There was a block punt at St. Stephen's that St. Stephen's returned for a touchdown, and one other game. I think the Maroon defense really in 9 games has given up less than 90 points.
Deep to receive for Woodbury Forest. Number 11, Landon Ellis. And number 14,
Sheldon
Robinson.
This game was not won or lost in the first 3 quarters.
Robinson will take it on the bounce at the 10, up to the 25, and cut down at the 35. So good return.
Robinson returns hands kick.
But yeah, unfortunately,
to the
the
Woodbury
difference was
Forest
down
35-yard
7-0,
line.
a yard away from tying this thing up at 7-7.
It will
And
be
then that
first and 10
drive,
for the
80 yards
Tigers.
to go up 2 scores. That was certainly the big swing in this game.
And the turnovers. We said it was going to be Woodbury's offense versus Episcopal's defense. And ultimately, 2 takeaways and through all but 2 minutes and 58 seconds of play time, a shutout
It is
for the
customary at the
Maroons.
end of the game to stay off the playing field until both teams have had an opportunity to shake each other's hand and meet with their coaching staff. There will be a 10-minute clock, and at the end of 10 minutes, you may go on the field.
4 wide receivers. Schufert gonna hand it off. Up the middle, got a first down. Big by the hill.
The ball is carried by number 6, Brayton Lassane.
Lassane gets up there.
And really,
A
number
gain
6,
of
Braden
9
Lassane,
on the
best touch of
play.
the game.
2nd and 1.
Getting nearly first down yardage. But
So I guess they said he did not have a first down, so 2nd down and 1.
might end up being just too little, too late. So I think both these teams are going to let the play clock wind.
Yeah, well, really, from an Episcopal perspective, really, really happy for Coach Kadeem Rogers in his second year. Like I was saying earlier, I mean, he was 3-6 in his first year. A tough loss to the Tigers last year. He comes into this year, they start 1-2, and it appears as though they're going to finish on a 6-game winning streak and an IAC championship in only his second year. And it's the Maroons' first IAC championship since they won back-to-back in 2015 and 2016. So really happy for him and the 14 seniors on the Maroon team. And did you see the EHS students?
Not sure what the whistle's for. Maybe a timeout.
On the previous play, Laura's helmet was kind of yanked
yeah,
off, so he had to go off the field, which he did. So
There was a timeout called on the field.
an official stoppage
By
is what it'll
Woodbury
be.
Forest.
Or Woodbury calls a timeout.
So we got 3rd and about 1. With 1:52 left. I heard the PA announcer say, "Don't go onto the field."
Yeah.
Until
And then they go on. And then they go onto the field.
What are the chances they're going to listen to that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
10 minutes until you can run onto the field.
Last year it did work out, and we haven't seen a visiting team win a game in at least my time at Woodbury Forest.
Yeah,
my
you're
4th
right.
year now.
Interesting, yeah.
You're right.
So I believe the field rush generally feels best when it's not your house. But I think right now they'll let the teams at least let this clock hit 000s.
So game time temperature was 72 degrees. It says it's 71 right now. Feels a little bit
chillier.
Feels a little bit
Yeah,
chillier.
I was like, I should have brought my long
up
sleeve.
here on the hill,
The sun went away.
west of Old Town.
Sane gets a handoff.
He's still running hard out to the 50-yard line.
6, Brayton Lassane.
First down is low, it'll
A
be.
gain of 6 on the play. Good enough for a Woodbury Forest first down. 1st and 10 for the Tigers at
Oh, they
midfield.
reset the clock, so now 2 minutes remaining.
Once again, fans are reminded to stay off the playing field at the end of the game.
And generally a nice tradition with this game.
At the end of 10 minutes, you may go on to the
After
field.
that final horn buzzes, both teams remain on the field and kind of meet with their coaching staffs, especially.
Well, Schubert's got him in.
Great pass.
Fighting for the end zone, down to the 2. And you got to feel good for Ellis to make that play.
Happy for Ellis and Schufert. I mean,
For 48 yards and a Woodbury
No doubt.
Forest first down.
A play they could have used
First and
just
goal
about
for the
any time, but
Tigers.
now
a
throughout this
lot
football game.
earlier. You're right. But happy for them. He clearly the star of their team, and the 2 turnovers. And here he goes on the Wildcat.
Trying to get into the end zone, cut down. And he gets in for
Well.
6.
So the shutout is foiled, and the small victory for Woodbury Forest. They won the battle, but most certainly it looks lost to war.
So with 1:16, Ellis gets into the end zone.
Tough kid. Happy for him.
Yeah, and he loves this game. This is the one where you want to leave it all out there, and no one's going to be more mad at Landon Ellis than himself, especially following 2 turnovers.
And did you say he knows where he's playing next year yet?
He is not yet committed anywhere.
He'll have plenty of options.
Plenty of looks. I was talking to him. He said he might rock the Princeton towel.
Really?
He picked up on a recruiting visit
Good.
today, but
he's got to call timeout. And they got to go for 2 here.
You'd think.
Have to go for
2. Two-score game technically.
I believe through all 120 meetings of this game, despite Woodbury's 7-game lead on the series, less than 20 points separate the
overall
total
score.
No way.
The total column.
Cool. It's funny. I remember when I was a student, and we would have the Saturday morning of the game, we'd have a chapel talk by David Doherty, and he would always end the chapel talk. So this was the 1980s, a long time ago, but saying the average score of an Episcopal Woodbury game is 13-13 tie, and it's probably not much different 30-plus years later.
Yeah, and especially any year, if it's the teams are not quite evenly matched given their respective opponents and stuff, this is one that can go either way, and no team's content to let the other side run it up on them.
No.
So going for 2 here, down by 24-6. Sane and Ellis in the backfield again, another wildcat set up. Ellis, little jump pass, man's wide open for the 2.
That worked.
Executed.
That worked.
To the 4-star defensive end, Notre Dame commit Armel Mukum. His first points of the season. He's a stud on the other side of the ball, but finally finds his way across the goal line. 2 points.
Nice play.
Well designed.
That's the old Tim Tebow.
Oh, yeah. So now with 116, you'd think get your
hands team ready.
They're going to have to do an
That's
onside kick.
That's always a fun position to be on the hands team, or to be the punt returner.
Yeah, I would.
You never feel more exposed than you do when you're playing those positions.
Yeah, nobody cares about the 6 punts you do catch on any given day.
No, the long snapper, right?
We've seen can change the tide of games.
So all Episcopal has to do here. All they have to do, easier said than done, is
deep to receive for Episcopal High School.
Onside kick, as Osada will have the
number 9, Cedric Benning.
And Benning's the deepest man at his own 30. The Tigers don't have on the field their second kicker in Edlin.
It's got to go the 10 before Woodbury Forest can touch it.
So at midfield, it's a live ball.
He's going to the left, it looks like. There's the onside arrow. Good
Great
bounce
hop.
in the air, but it's taken down by the Maroon at their 42.
Very good kick.
That would be it. This would beat the clock here and get the victory.
And we've seen the Tigers actually convert an onside kick. One reason they beat that Georgetown prep team, two scores down under 3 minutes to play. They scored, converted the onside, and then got in the 2-point conversion and put them up by 1. But today, unsuccessful, and the game had already been unsuccessful.
To stay off the playing field until at least 10 minutes.
So you mentioned earlier, EHS and Woodbury value the game more than they value the state tournament that's taking place this weekend. The top 4 teams, usually Episcopal and Woodbury, would be in those top 4. You've seen the other teams play. Trinity Episcopal, the team to beat.
No doubt. Trinity Episcopal is the squad that beat both Woodbury and Episcopal this year. Won the Virginia Prep League, the division that Woodbury plays in. Likely, although some of the DC area schools can certainly give a prep league school like Trinity Episcopal lots of money when the state tournament comes around.
But yeah, so I don't even know who the other 3 are who made it, but Trinity's obviously probably the number 1.
Yeah, it's likely, but I don't know, my eyes were hard set on today's game all week.
So Woodbury Forest calls a timeout. That's their last timeout. So basically 2 snaps, kneel down for Episcopal.
Minute and 5 seconds.
Oh, just
yeah. If you're Woodbury, you kind of got to respect the outcome at this point. I wouldn't love to see any timeouts from our home.
Well, they're going to hand it off and pick up a maybe 2 or 3, and maybe one more snap.
First down would really put this one away.
Yeah, looking at the current state rankings that do not include Episcopal and Woodbury, who would be right up there with Trinity. You got Trinity, Episcopal undefeated, number 1, Potomac School, number 2. St. Christopher's 3 and Benedictine 4. Those are the top 4.
Yes, St. Christopher's was a team the Tigers beat on the home field by 21 points.
Yeah. I mean, making your point that if EHS and Woodbury were to participate, they would be at the top or near the top almost every year.
Benedictine, the other school, Woodbury.
So that is the ball game. Kneel down time. Victory formation. Episcopal as they get the coach of the Gatorade back. And the room begin to celebrate. 24-8 victory over rival Woodbury Forest. Take the 121st meeting between these two schools.
Yeah, no doubt. It's always a beautiful tradition, the 121st meeting. The record's going to climb now for Episcopal. Tigers 59 wins in the series. Episcopal picks up their 53rd today. And still 9 ties. It's a beautiful thing. It's one that breaks Tiger fan hearts. I know I'm going to get a road win for the first time in many years. Nearly a decade now it's been. It would have been an absolute joy. But today, Episcopal's ball game, and Woodbury finishes the season 6-3. Both squads came today with 6 wins, but number 7 is really the only one that matters.
Well, it's been a real pleasure being with you guys today. It's a great rivalry, and
smiles and hugs.
As a player, I came up on the short end of the stick a couple times, so I feel the pain.
Yeah, you know, well, in 120 years, the fact that it's only a 6-game deficit in this series is just a testament to
just a great rivalry and tradition.
How beautiful it is. And I know Coach Jackson Mateo and his program, it's his first year as his head coach. He would have loved to have this one, but the flame's only going to burn brighter for him and his guys next year.
Yeah, margins sometimes are so slim, just like the overall matchups in this game. A couple mistakes here and there was really the difference.
And we said it at halftime, absolutely. It was a penalty-ridden first half, but it was whoever comes out and takes the ball away from the other team and gives themselves more opportunities than the guy across from them to score the ball. And Episcopal ultimately did it, putting up those 17 points in the second half.
Yeah, it's sometimes the margin between winning and losing is so thin. And today, Episcopal taking advantage of the mistakes, and they get the victory 24-8. In on another fantastic day here in the Humble Bowl, as the celebration is now really on for Episcopal. Helmets flying everywhere. I think they can almost time to rush the field.
Well, they put those 10 minutes on the clock too, which have already wound by. So both teams will take a minute. I know the Maroon are heading to their right underneath the scoreboard because they're going to take a picture with this one, and
that's awesome.
That one might go up on the refrigerator for most of these guys.
All right, guys. So final thoughts on this game. Let's start with you.
Yeah, I mean, credit to Kadeem Rogers and his coaching staff, and a defense that was legit this year for the whole season. And then the offense did not turn it over and waited for their opportunities and took advantage of it when they got it. So just other than the penalties you mentioned in the first half, a really well-executed game plan by the Maroon.
Yeah, it's a beautiful game. It always is. It's a 16-point margin. Something that the Tiger fan myself I don't love to see, but both teams fought. Bohm Jock got into the end zone multiple times today. He was the guy you had circled, and Landon Ellis was the guy that turned the ball over 2 times. So, you know, it was an effort that took all of both teams, and that's the way it shook out.
Yeah.
And they'll be back next year in Woodbury Forest, Virginia, as the Tigers are definitely going to be eager to pick up wins.
Which is Frank, you got to sign up for next year. We'll go down to Woodbury together because there's no more beautiful a venue and experience playing this game down there. So
yeah, this is great.
We'll lock you in for next year.
Let's do it. All right, guys. Again, our final score: Episcopal beating Woodbury Forest 24-8 for Chris Giblin, Griffin Warlow. Frank Hanrahan saying so long from Episcopal, where the big game goes this year to the Maroons.